Yeah.
Gonna be
no
cooking
reason I
up
can't.
some gammon today. Now we're going to be roasting this gammon, and what we're going to do is get some really nice diamond shapes.
Hello there.
Now, are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages, the hostages, and a recommitment to the two-state solution.
I don't know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.
It's
No,
disgusting.
that's enough! Why do you...
They're the Free Wales Army, Lana.
Yeah, that's right, David. Good lad.
Leg hurts.
Yes, it will do, Dav. You've been shot.
My name is Jeff.
I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
Me too, kid.
This is a safe place. It's a place where we can feel free sharing our feelings. Think of my office as a nest in a tree of trust and understanding. We can say anything here.
Anything.
I like turtles.
What is it? Supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Look at him. He runs like a Welshman. Doesn't he? Doesn't he run like a Welshman?
Yo-ho! Hello. Dad, press the button early. He did it. It was him. He did it. He pressed the button early.
You beaky little chugger. It were you. You did it. It was you wanted it. I said, I'll just get ready to press, and it went. Anyway, hello. Are we early?
How are we all doing? Hey, look at that. We've got a Smack Salad as well. Oh, are you waiting for an X-ray now? So Smack had a bit of a fall, and he hurt himself. And he's hurt his ribs, but he was. Do you know what? He was still like smashing through his live stream and everything. Go and subscribe to Smack Salad if you're not already, guys. He's a legend, and he's literally in pain for his art right now.
But then make sure you come back again.
Yeah, make sure you come back again. But yeah, go and subscribe to Smack Salad.
Yeah, we'd miss you.
Right, and let's crack on. First of all, I really need to make a very serious public service announcement about points. Andrew Luke came in half an hour too soon. Well, 27 minutes too soon to get points. You have to be within the first half an hour thing. But I'm going to let you off for that, and I'm going to give you a point for that. You can have 1 point for that, for being enthusiastic and an hour early. We like it. In at first place, though, properly, we have Michael, as always. It's either Michael, Gillian, or Jim, isn't it? So Michael's there in first place with 10. Gillian is in there with 5. And Andrew actually did it, and he got in there just after they did. And he picked himself up 2 points. So 3 points for Michael. 10 for... I forget. Whatever I said, I did. I meant it. But yeah.
Well.
Do you know what? Dad, do you know what? I'm feeling good with the points. I think that we should start strong, and we should start as we mean to go on with this show. So I think we should start with a Dad Does Rap Lyrics. What do you think?
Ooh, bit early, but go on. I'll crack on. You got some?
I have. They're in the private chat right there. Let me just get the banner up now and all the other bits and pieces.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Oh my gosh, that's quite long. Yeah.
Right then, I'll hit the thing. And so, for those of you that don't know, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But this game we're about to play now, my dad reading rap lyrics, is a way that you guys can earn points here in the YouTube chat. And what happens is my dad, in his lovely accent, whatever accent he decides to pick today, will be reading out some rap lyrics. Now, your job is to guess the song and the artist. You will want the title and the person that sang it. So, Oh, and the other thing as well is you're not allowed to put in any answers that are put in before my dad finishes and says go won't be counted. So remember, if you want the points, you're going to have to wait for him to say go. That sounds like we've pretty much summed it up, eh?
Fantastic.
All right. I'll hit the thing and put you on the big screen.
Well, now, don't you tell me to smile. You stick around. I'll make it worth your while. Got numbers beyond what you can dial. Maybe it's because I'm so versatile. Style, profile, I said it always brings me back when I hear, ooh, child from the Hudson River out on the Nile. I run the marathon to that very last mile. Well, if you battle me, I will revile. People always saying my style is wild. You've got gall, you've got guile to step up to me. I'm a rapo Phil-elf. A rapo Phil-elf. You want a battle? I don't want that. Fuck that. You're in denial, coming from Uranus to check my style. Go ahead, put my rhymes on trial, cast you off into exile. Alexa, stop. You cast you off into exile. Go. Oh dear.
Oh, Alexa's setting you up.
Isn't it just, Alexa, you little bit?
How are you doing? Alexa giving
I can't
clues. No,
imagine
Alexa
anyone's gonna get
wasn't
that,
giving
are they?
clues at all. No.
It was awful, wasn't it? It was awful.
Do you know what? 5 points to spec so far. It was the Beastie Boys. And then following up with the other 5 points, getting it immediately is Agent 47 LFC. Getting it right. It was Intergalactic Beastie Boys. And here's how it should have sounded. I'm joking. Copyright will not let us do that.
No, that's how it should have sounded. No, I did it. But that was, yeah.
Hey!
Yay.
5 points to Specs, 5 points to Agent, and hello, Flow Snake. I hope you're doing well. Hello,
Hello,
234 Cheech, Agent, Smack Salad, Michael. We've even got the Hulk in here today, guys. So just whatever you do, don't make them angry. Yes, we've got Andrew, we've got a Jillian, we've got everyone, all the cool people here, and all the smelly lefties too. It's nothing but members at the moment, it looks like.
Fantastic, isn't it cool?
It is. It's so cool. It's just, yeah, it blows me away every time. It's absolutely amazing. So in today's show for you guys, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. We've got a really big, long audit corner. We're going to be talking about Annie Says and the abuse, the torrent of abuse that she's been receiving from the auditors. And then we've even got a bit of Burke Alert to get through as well. But before we get through to them, as always, the obligatory headline rundown is coming here. And Dad, do you know what? I've got a... I don't know if you'll find it as funny as I did, but Andy Burnham did a boomer. And we're going to have a look at it just now. So, Dad, did you know that Andy Burnham has been chatting to what he thought, if I can find this screenshot here. Yes, Milo, I can hear you panting away in the background. But Andy Burnham has been, this is quite funny. He's been having a chat with who he thought was Trump's chief of staff. It turns out it was a random fake account.
Oh.
And the prime minister of our country pulled the most epic boomer fucking...
Was it a phone call as well? Oh, dear.
Now, I do have a thing on here now. I just need to pull up some links on this. But... But when I heard, I mean, it's not even that funny. But what made me laugh the most was his sort of defense of it. Like he could have been a lot more relatable and just been like, "Oh yeah, you know, it happens. I got a bit, you know, I got fooled, I guess." But no, he didn't. He was like, "Listen to this." He's not embarrassed at all, Dad.
Okay.
Tell us about messages that you exchanged with somebody pretending to be the White House Chief of Staff, Susie White. Are you embarrassed?
No, I'm not, because there was a minimal exchange, nothing of consequence. And actually, quickly, I realized that this needed to be reported, and I did so. So I handled.
I would. He did very well. He did.
Yeah,
very well.
it was a one-time thing. I slipped over and entered not. Britain vibes.
And my dip landed in this pair of false teeth that someone left at the bottom of this. I know. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Hello, buddy. Come on, chill out, man. But yeah, no, I thought it's just a nice, fun little story to start off with. He's bless him. I didn't realise because he's, you know, like Burnham. He comes across. He's regional. He's from Manchester. He's relatable. But you know, I think possibly the most relatable thing about him is that he's just like he's an older dude, isn't he? Like he falls for like random ass fake accounts on the internet and get like, you know, the leader of our country gets into chats with. Could you imagine being that fake bot account? Being like, oh, this will be a laugh. Oh my god, I'm talking to the Prime Minister of the fucking UK.
I'd love to know I'd love to have heard the conversation though. I gave nothing away. Liar! You talked your head off. Obviously.
It was a minimal exchange, you see. I only gave them the nuclear codes.
Yeah, it only went on for an hour or so. An hour.
Oh, sorry. We're not doing it right, Dad. We're doing the traditional Prime Minister. Doing it. I only gave him nuclear codes.
Nuclear? Is he from North?
He's from North, and he's going to help us out with American around.
Hey. Fantastic.
Prime Minister Andy Burnham exchanged messages with a person posing as the chief of staff to the US President Donald Trump. Downing Street declined to comment on the security breach, first reported by Politico. But we have heard Andy Burnham talking about it. So that's the interview that we just saw with Susie Wiles, that person.
Yeah.
Before becoming suspicious, the contact was illegitimate. It's funny how they do this phrasing, isn't it? They make it sound like they were infiltrated. Like, bro, you just messaged the wrong account because you're a boomer.
Yeah.
I think, or he's Gen X, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's so boomer coded though, I love it. A government spokesperson said, "We do not comment on national security matters." unless of course you're the chief of staff to the US President Donald Trump, in which case no, don't get your ID out, we don't care, we'll tell you everything you want to know.
I'd love to know what was said,
but
we'll never know because he'll never tell us. Yeah, but Snake says, lucky, hopefully he's intelligent enough to deeply distrust the Trump regime and hence didn't give any important info away. Exactly my feelings too, mate. Yeah. I shake my head like this.
Like this. Like, yeah. Oh, so it is a national security matter then.
Perhaps,
well, no,
perhaps
they say,
not. Well, it is and it isn't.
They say no messages of significance were exchanged and that the texts were, quote, quickly reported to the appropriate authorities, end quote, once they were believed to be suspicious, sources said.
Lots of insignificant words were spoken, but nothing.
Start as you mean to go on, Burnham.
Okay, I don't know, yeah. He's blah, blah.
Ooh. Do you know what?
What?
It says here about the BBC reportedly, they were reporting on an FBI probe into this person's phone being hacked in May last year. And so the chief of staff said that a phone had been hacked after an impersonator or impersonators, plural, Dad,
more than
one, to message of the US top official. Do you reckon? I don't even reckon that it was. I reckon that she just got shit-faced and then started sending loads of messages that she regrets to like diplomats and things. And it was like, I've been hacked.
Maybe you never know. She might have been using it like a dating app.
Who knows? But that's that story, and it's not a big one. It's just a nice, easy breezy, fun one to get us in today. The next one is a little bit more serious, although it's not the first time that it's happened, but Russia has been threatening more consequences to London. So yeah, let's have a look at this.
Russia has threatened the UK again. The more we get involved in its war with Ukraine, apparently the higher the price we'll pay. It's not the first threat. from Moscow that the UK has faced. In fact, GCHQ for some time has been warning the UK is being relentlessly targeted. But this verbal warning comes after reports that UK-made drones are being used for strikes deep inside Russia. Moscow has accused London of deliberately opting for an escalation of the Ukraine war. London's actions will inevitably carry consequences for which it will have to answer, warning Fed. And the deeper its involvement in the conflict and the greater its support for Kyiv's terrorist machinery, the higher the price it will pay. Now, the government here has hit back, saying Britain stands shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine and will continue to provide military equipment. Now, while this is unsurprising in many ways from Moscow, it is still alarming, and it will no doubt prompt yet even more calls for the UK to increase its spending on defence. When this man, John Healey, was in charge of the Ministry of Defence, he said the UK could face a Russian attack as soon as 2030. Now he's Chancellor. It's his job to work out how we'll pay to protect ourselves against it. Russia has...
So, I'm not trying to scaremonger or anything like that, but it seems that...
we're all going to die!
We're all going to die! We're all going to die! Run away! Run for the hills!
So I think, I mean, it's coming. It's coming for... it's starting to going to come to blows. Burnham's got some fucking diplomacy to work on. Starmer's been trying to get us into the war as hard as he fucking can. We've known that, haven't we, from the beginning? Every red line that fucking Putin's drawn in the sand, he's crossed. Do you draw red lines in the sand? Anyway, he's crossed it. Starmer's. He did his best to try and get us into it. But I don't know about Burnham and how he's going to deal with it. Hopefully deal with it better than what's his name, because the next thing we know they'll be firing missiles near our oil fields. They'll be up in the North Sea and they'll be buggering around with our oil fields, oil platforms. They'll be threatening them, firing missiles near and around them to demonstrate that they can shut us off from our own oil anytime they like. That's what I expect. Let's hope Burnham can start defusing this shit. I don't know what to say about Ukraine.
So I'd like to jump in there then. Obviously, you were saying about how do I phrase this now? I'm trying to condense what you said then. So you were saying about Starmer, for example, and how he's been... I have a slightly different opinion on that. And again, because we're not political experts, so we're bound to have different opinions on things. But I will fight you over this one.
Oh, absolutely! I've got my kicking boots on now. Boy.
Yeah, I've got mine on already, mate. I'm way ahead of you. But I think that Starmer's been trying to be as least involved as possible. Like when it comes to in terms of provocation and that. I mean, look at what influence they're having over the far right and things in the UK. We looked at the Russian bot army. We look at all these. They are actively Russia are as of right now. They are actively attacking the UK in various methods, just not in the traditional throwing bombs method. Cyber attacks, interference within our democratic process, trying to platform and provide funding and things like that for the far right because they know how corrosive and toxic they are to stability in society.
Yeah, and so for our part, we've been given Ukraine drones that can strike right the way into Russia, into Moscow itself.
Yeah, that is. So I understand that. But now here's where I get on the other side of it, because I'm absolutely not pro-war in any way, shape or form. I do, as somebody who's just not an expert, as like a random civilian, I do wonder what is the other answer to Russia's aggression into Europe. We are European. They are invading Europe right now. And I think it is our duty to help our European brothers and sisters fight off Russian imperialism.
It would be that way, wouldn't it?
But
I mean, before this war started, if you recall, before this war started, these we were calling these people Nazis, these Ukrainians. You know,
the
Azov regiment is still wearing fucking Nazi style insignia.
There was, but this is.
They're still doing it, you know.
That doesn't, but none of that sort of comes close to answering the question of what do we do with Russia's clear invasion of Ukraine, and it is a very clear, Well, Russia's in one place, now they're in another. It's absolutely an invasion. There's no, that's exactly what it is. They have invaded, they're annexed, and they're trying to take more. And I think that I tell you what we can agree on though is that regardless of because like personally I do believe that Europeans should be defending Europe from Russian imperialism. I 100% will stand by that, but I do also, what I can say is that the death isn't going to stop right now. It's only going to continue, and the UK's involvement is something that we should be paying close attention to. Threats like this from men like that, we really should be paying attention to, and we'll keep you updated as much as we can as to what's happening. But we are already under attack, aren't we? Let's face it.
Yeah, well, absolutely, we are.
It's a hell of a situation. War. Oh, God.
It's like pissing me off when fucking Trump is so up Putin's arse, or Putin's up Trump's arse, one way or the other. What the fuck's he doing? What is he doing? Making mates out of him, as if it's some boys' club. It's fucking crazy. Either the man's an enemy of democracy, or he isn't. It's a bit late to be making your mind up. But
absolutely, it is. Just gonna have a quick look at the chat there. Protect Ukraine, absolutely, Agent. We're definitely there. It's Russia. Yeah, Russia started all of it. Totally get that. War. What is it good for? I'm assuming it's going to be the next line. How you doing, Mank Pete?
Yeah, man.
Perry 840 says the war won't end until Putin's gone. It's looking like that at the moment. Precise numbers aren't available for the Azov regiment, but it's definitely way below 0.5% of the total Ukrainian military. Yeah, absolutely. The next story, though, that I want to get our teeth into
I'm
is...
not comfortable with that Azov regiment at all. I mean, the regiment may only be 0.5%, but it's there's a lot of shit going down there, man.
But either way, that is kind
for a lot of years.
It was, even if it was more than 0.5%. It's kind of neither here nor there, is it? In the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about what's happening at the moment, it's
when you talk about the grand scheme of things, well, they would have been on the opposite side of the war to us.
Yeah, of the 0.5% of the military army, but that doesn't represent Russia, nor does that. But in the context of what we're talking about, which is the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, the imperialism, that isn't justifiable by any measure at all. And so, what we can see categorically is that there is one nation being absolutely oppressed and hammered by an oppressive authoritarian invader.
But I mean, don't forget.
But that's where we stand.
Ukraine was fucking bombing and fucking what's the word? Using artillery against the Donbass for fucking years before this kicked off. There's a long and a complicated history that you can't just bottle up into one thing. There's no sharp fucking edges to this. One kind of bleeds into the other.
No, but the point that we were making when we were raising that story up, though, was that obviously our involvement within it, how what sort of consequences there could be for us, but also broadly speaking, that Europe should be standing up against Russian imperialism, and that is exactly what this is. I mean, it's a literal invasion and stuff, isn't it? But I wanted to shift the focus over to another news story, if we can, at the moment. This one about the vigil of Jason Arday. God damn, some of the comments I've seen is just absolutely horrific. But the people here at the event, this is where the love's at. This is where the real folk are at. And I would really like to, if you don't mind, we'll have a quick listen to this for the next 40 seconds. And we'll have a look at the thousands that attended the Jason Arday vigil in London and hear from some of the speakers that were there.
There needs to be some reckoning. There needs to be some justice. But today, for all of you, today, with all of you, say after me, I am Professor Jason Arday.
This was a vicious campaign, but it wasn't just a campaign against a professor. It was a campaign against all of us. All of us. All of us.
And it absolutely was. So yeah, thousands gathered for the vigil. There was lots of messages of solidarity, lots of messages of reform within the media establishment and stuff. God, it's just that whole story is just it's heartbreaking, to be honest with you. It really has. It's kind of affected me a lot as well, and it's part of the driving force for why I want to talk about Annie Says and things as well, because of the amount of harassment that they're getting. There's limits to what people can take. There is limits to what people can take.
Hell yeah.
And you should listen to them when they say they can't take anymore.
Yeah.
On that note, Dad, I think that we should move over to Audit Corner, and if you don't mind getting that ready there, we'll dive into that segment of the show.
Right, hold on a minute. Let me find that down to okay.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll hit the video intro.
Absolutely. I'm going to grab it. You hit the intro. I'm going to grab a drink of water really quick.
All right, then I'll wait for you to come back because the intro isn't that long, I don't think. It's like, I'm ready, I'll just walk away. Watch how ready I am as I leave the room.
Ready, steady, fuck it. No, I'm here.
Right, now he's here. Now we're ready.
I'm here,
Got
'cause it's
what you need. And 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So it's time to talk about Annie Says again. Annika Zahir is a British Pakistani activist. She's an independent content creator and a journalist working for the independent media outlet The Canary. She engages in grassroots protesting and independent media reporting right across the UK. In her Insta bio, she describes herself as a brown Muslim woman taking up space whether you like it or not. And we here at the ACOB family absolutely like it. She's a legend, and she's everything the auditors hate, which is why there's a fresh round of attacks on her from that bigoted collection of vloggers that occupies tier 5 of the far right. Those who with us regularly will know exactly who we're talking about. She has been targeted yet again. I saw a clip from Britain's most racist, most vile, and most annoying auditor, Paul Dunbar, aka DP Audits, adding his shit to the pile, which we will play for you now. While we're on the subject, of Paul Dunbar, we also saw this exchange. Oh, my apologies.
No, don't worry. No, you were absolutely right, Dad. Don't worry. I thought you'd paused and I'd jump in, but no, it's fine. You carry on. So that exchange that my dad's talking about on the internet, I've got it right here, and I just so while we're talking about Paul Dunbar, so yeah, do you want to read that bit, Dad, while this is on here?
Well, we also saw this exchange that he had on Twitter and just had to get it in there. We thought it was interesting, so we thought we'd show you all.
So here's that. And yeah, Dad, I'll take over for this bit now just to make it flow a bit better. But so, right, because Paul is obviously a racist piece of shit, I mean, he isn't very well liked. So things like this, like you're seeing here, this meme, they tend to happen to him. But the important part is, check out the Freudian slip that's underneath it. He's called this man a nonce, right? The guy who made this meme. And sure, it's not a very nice meme, but, you know, if you're a racist, it comes with the territory. Now, if you've ever Googled Paul, as clearly the owner of this Twitter account has, you'll find that there's some headlines and some news stories that he features in that may indicate that this is a little bit of a psychological projection. And as you can see, this can't be the same Paul Dunbar calling me a nonce, says this Ginger Tom account on X. The very same man who sent rape threats to a pro-refugee campaigner targeting his wife and daughters. Ugh. Dad, if you want to carry on there just after pick 2.
Yeah, obviously, the owner of the Twitter page already knew this too and is pointing out the rape threats he sent to a man about his daughters. And I would like to add, This is the same man who broadcast a video of himself racially abusing a security guard for being suspicious of Dunbar filming in the kids' underwear section of a clothing shop. And it's the same Dunbar who recently recorded children in a playground from across the street. He then uploaded that footage to tens of thousands of strangers online without their parents knowing, moaning that there wasn't enough white children for his liking. But back to the video we wanted to review. Trigger warning. You're going to hear an ableist slur almost immediately. His use of the language isn't new. This is the same man who proudly and freely admits to watching hyper-fetishized porn of disabled people in Discord with other men in a group. He made this admission when his friend and UK auditor, Bear Britain Audits, accidentally revealed dehumanizing and ableist search terms in his browser history on a live stream. So be warned, men like this say some horrid things, but it's worth reviewing. It takes us onto a pressing issue in the auditing world right now.
I'm a joke because I'm a race-baiting grifter called Annie Says. Oh, yeah, listen to this mong here crying about us again.
All right, I just wanted before we crack on to the whole of the video, let me just take this bit down so you can see. So when he says that Annie says, and he refers to her as an ableist slur. By the way, this person is a disabled woman. So while he's calling a disabled woman an ableist slur and saying that she's attacking us, what she was actually doing was nothing of the sort. She's defended herself against auditors. She's reported on auditors and stuff as and when they presented themselves to her. She's never gone out of her way to engage with these people. As far as I'm aware, she's not really engaged with DP audits at all. Most of her engagement comes by the way of an auditor named Marty Blackburn. Now, this tier 5 character is especially toxic and vile. But what's weird is that relationship, the fact that she's Marty's victim has nothing to do with DP. Like at all. This is DP just throwing it in there to be as mean as he can. So let's see what he's doing now. I just wanted a bit more context. There's a video that Annie has released in which she gets emotional that you'll see here, and it was taken by Marty Blackburn, who is here in the bottom left corner, where he was essentially just taking the piss out of her and trying to be an absolute horrible human and bully her even further than he already has. DP has shared this video and then woven it into his reaction here.
I just got this in the post. That is from my ex-employers, who after 10 months.
Yesterday, I was in a really dark place, receiving that pack, that literal lump of a tree from the NHS saying that we're going to criminalise you for who you are and what you support. That was the straw that, because of my faith and the strength of my need to do my duty, I was okay a little while after. Now, Marty Blackburn is the same man who attacked me and Shabs.
Oh, you attacked them first. We all know it, and that's why Marty got off with it.
Oh, that was revealing. That's why Marty got off with it. You don't get off with something unless you're guilty, do you? Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Thank you for
stupid phrasing. Shout out to Crow Crag for the 5 gifted memberships. And not only did I miss that one, but I also missed another from Crow Crag, another very generous 5 gifted members. We've got an extra 10 members today, courtesy of Crow Crag. Thank you so much.
You're an absolute gentleman. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But no, back to this though. Just want to clarify what he's just said is an absolute lie. It is an absolute lie. The reason why Marty got off with it is because of the mishandling of this case by the police. West Yorkshire police are absolutely aiding and abetting criminals in their area by being as lazy as fuck. Their negligence is assistance in terms of the criminality in their area. But the main thing is that she didn't attack first, and that's something that we're gonna explore more into. But this by Paul Dunbar right now is an absolute lie.
I'm back and kicked him. It was dark. He was only there 10 minutes. Stop lying, Annie.
He's the same man that the Metropolitan Police did not protect us from. Instead, they arrested us. This man has criminal convictions longer than my freaking arm. This man has been taken to court by several people in the movement up north. This man has put a target on my back. The only time I cry is when I cry for the Palestinians. I don't cry for me. It was my lowest time. He saw that I was vulnerable, that one little push could take me over, and he mocked it. He laughed. He would revel in me unaliving myself, Shabs unaliving ourselves. He's pushed us both to the point that we are so, I'm scared. He's put such a target on our backs. You have no idea what he's done.
It's really hard to hear her being,
we do have some idea of being who we are. But, yes, we do have some idea, but not, as a woman on her own. At least we've got each other here. This woman. Well, she does have a friend, but I mean, it's not enough. She needs a real support network.
It's a different ball game, isn't it? Entirely being a woman. Also,
what the fuck does it have to do with DP? This nothing.
Everything that they hate.
He's just chosen to stick his fucking oar in here, hasn't he? And trying
DP.
to. Yeah, it just has nothing to do with him.
It gets worse, and this is part of the. It's so very typical of the tactics that we see from Tier 5. They band together in this way to berate and harass people with a campaign of targeted and sustained attacks. It's part of what they do. Let's carry on with the rest of this video now, and it is horrible to hear Annie says such a solid champion of the protest movement that we see. Especially up north and that. God, it really is a shame. It is a shame. But she is a human being, and there's only so much human beings can take. And I think in the wake of Jason Hardy, we really need to listen to what she's saying.
Yep.
To us. And me and Shabs have to just deal with it, and we're not protected, and he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going.
No. They attacked Marty. I remember that video. They walked up to Marty and they started booting him, so she got arrested for it, and that's why she's lost her job. She's a Billy bullshitter. Lefty tears. Wow, I've lost my job. Yeah, right. If it was the other way around, you'd make us lose a job. What about when Marty was doing the homeless work? Yeah, who was calling up, trying to get him not to be able to feed the homeless and lead out of spite? Probably people like you, Annie. You're a disgrace. All you do is race bait. I've never seen you have a debate once.
Right, so first of all, Annie isn't a debate. See, DP does this thing where he thinks that everything is debate. Everything is debate. Whereas the reality is that when you have such a toxic, disgusting set of ideological standpoints that you want to push, people aren't going to, it's not a debate. What you're doing is spreading shit. And at the moment, every single thing that he set up to here is a lie. Everything. And you can tell the way that his mind state is when he approaches this type of content creation. Because everything's framed around debate. It's an argument, me versus you. That's how this would. No, it isn't, DP. It isn't. Sometimes other groups of people, like Annie, like the Palestinian movement and things within this country, they show solidarity with each other, and tolerance for everyone doesn't mean zero. Tolerance for everyone doesn't mean that you have to be tolerant of racist scumbags. You just don't. Fucking. Oh God, this guy. And do you know what as well? He's so hateful and so horrible, considering the I don't know how the humble beginnings, I suppose. Let's have a look at this now. So there was I saw this guy. I don't even know if there's that much truth to this or whatever, but Paul has expressed periods of his life. He's expressed that parts of his life have been plagued with drug addiction and terrible things like that. That he has done quite very serious hard class A drugs and things. And there was a comment here left behind on one of his things by someone saying that they used to see him outside the Coventry train station begging and stuff. Now, I don't know if that's true per se, but it does track with the way that he discusses his lifestyle beforehand and the rut that he got himself into at one point. But you would have thought that somebody who went through something as terrible as that might be a little bit more understanding.
A little bit of empathy maybe to somebody in the same situation. Do you think?
Yeah, to people needing help and all that stuff. But now he's seen a moment of weakness within a fellow person, somebody who is a genuinely positive, bright light in society, as Annie says is, and he's choosing to just stick the boot in. Fuck him. Yeah. It's just so scummy and so very typical of these guys. Just awful stuff.
in your life. Why have you never had a debate once in your life? Because you're thick as toffee. You can't attack the person.
Again, more psychological projection, like that time when you
to say thick as toffee, I wonder. Somebody's taught him to say that, haven't they?
Somebody said that to him and he's remembered it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's remember, this guy is all about protecting our women and girls, right?
You can only attack the argument. I'm glad you've been sacked. You deserve everything you get. You sit online talking about everyone being racist, race baiters, grift.
Not everyone, just a very small amount
of racists. It's only the racists that she seems to call out as racist. But if you think we're talking about you, we are.
Online, I demand to be able to shout at you with bad faith, false accusations, and claim it's a debate. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. The fucking bloke is out off his tits. I can't stand the man. Okay.
No, and his voice is just so full of venom and like. But this is going to take us on to a bigger subject.
Or you do the exact same thing yourself. The only content you've got is slagging people like us off because you're thick as toffee again.
And I'm sorry. The stupidity oozes out of this man. I have never in my life ever encountered or interacted or even heard of anybody who is so blind to reality around him. People don't want to engage with you because you send rape threats to people's children. People don't want to engage with you because you're outside of primary schools taking pictures of kids because there's too many black ones. People don't want to engage with you, DP, because you are fucking awful and disgusting. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody does.
Nobody wants to fucking near him. Absolute fucking throbber. And your mates are just those few of your hate mongers that go around the fucking hospitals and shit. There's fewer and fewer of you every fucking protest. There won't be long before you're gone.
No, and this is a movement that is struggling to keep itself together at the moment. You know, even some of the far right are starting trying to kick these people out because they keep getting everyone arrested and shit with their footage. It's, you know, it turns out it's toxic for everyone in society, not just everyone that isn't far right. But let's carry on.
Swinging out fucking Hitler salutes. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, don't worry. He comes into this story as well in a minute, Dad.
Oh, does he?
Absolutely nothing to you. So I'm glad you've lost your job. Leftist ideology in the NHS is destroying us.
The NHS is leftist ideology, you fucking idiot. Free healthcare at the point of arrival is literally a socialist, like, fucking ideal. That is
socialist endeavour from fucking beginning to end. Of course it is.
Absolutely it is. Because capitalism's so great that we have to keep it together with a patchwork of socialist fucking entities and organisations, because otherwise everything would fucking fall apart. He's like, there's no room for leftyism in the NHS. Like, bro, you are thicker
fucking
than
idiot. Fucking idiot. He has no idea, does he?
None at all. You know, that famous
arguing with people all the fucking time, not once considering it might be fucking him that's causing the argument. Because he's everywhere. He's always arguing, putting people right, putting fucking policemen telling them how to do their jobs. All that shit.
And he's always wrong. Always wrong.
He hasn't a clue. Honest.
And in the rest of the civil service. So, boo, Ronnie, go somewhere else. Oh, poor you.
This is Arrested Development. This is somebody who, I don't know what happened in his childhood. I know that his father isn't around and things. I don't know what happened to this guy in his childhood, but he stopped being able to develop past the point of a petulant teenager.
Yeah.
Like, there is not a solid adult thought between those fucking ears. Like, everything is just literally through the lens of some shitbag teenage bully that didn't get enough attention at home or whatever, and so he's taking it out on the world around him.
Yeah.
It's absolutely vile. Dad, do you want to carry on with the... do you want to pick up where we left off there?
Yeah, I think so. Is that where we say DP did us a bit of a service here?
Yeah.
When we saw his vile video on Annie Says, we remembered we've not yet really explained the constant attacks on her by the auditing community, specifically by way of Marty Blackburn. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to look at the situation, explain why DP was lying to you in that video, which is the least worrying of the things he's done, but we'll look at where he claims Annie attacked first and prove that's wrong. We'll look at the assault she had to endure, and explain why Marty and DP and the rest aren't normal, and they are trying to get this person to hurt themselves. And we'll show you why these attacks on Annie, represent perfectly what auditing has become to be all about. It's a xenophobic practice, sometimes violent. It's deeply misogynistic, and they will try to bully you until you unalive yourself, especially when you're a brown-skinned Muslim woman who also happens to be a real journalist, unlike these racist shitheels who pretend to be.
YouTube auditor called Marty Blackborough. Now, I couldn't bring you the footage before because the police held onto my phone for over 8 months. But
now, I don't know why this version has been sped up, but it has been sped up. I'll try and help you out if you're not hearing it. But she's just explaining there that that this man here underneath is the guy that assaulted her, and she's not been able to show the footage because the police held onto her phone for quite some time. This was just a couple of weeks ago. This was released.
today we have an exclusive showing of that footage. I'm going to play it now, and then we're going to come back, talk about it, and make sure that it's amplified.
Right, so let me just walk you through what we're seeing now. So there was a protest happening that Annie was attending. Marty Blackburn, his racist mate Roy, the same Roy who who was both in the IRA and the British Army. Of course, none of those things are true. He is a liar.
He invented the IRA. He formed it.
He was like, yeah, you know, working with you wouldn't know what it was like there. And then at the same time, I was
also invented double bass. All that stuff.
We know him as Oi Savile Roy. He's just an elderly, like an older sort of white
He's
racist.
the end of a bell, isn't he? He's a bellend.
He's a proper racist piece of shit. He used to rock up at Palestinian protests and things like that of that nature, and start waving bananas and things at people, which is about as fucking obviously racist as you can get, man, without actually saying I'm a racist. Do you know what I mean? But so this guy turned up alongside Marty Blackborough. Marty Blackborough was fucking drunk, and then essentially just, you know, pushed his way into this group. These people who he's been attacking for a significant period of time up to this point have said, look, you need to fuck off. And they're trying to see him off away from the demonstration that they were attending. And yeah, you'll see what happens here.
You are only one thing that I've said. No, that's nothing to do with me. That's nothing to do with me. Yes, you do. You know it, Annie. No, you know it. I was there. I was not in that company. I was not in that company. Hi, Roy. Roy. That's it. It's on Martin.
There you go. Protecting our women. That's when she was. That's when Annie attacked him by spinning her phone to the ground.
She
attacked
his knuckles with her own knuckles when he punched her hand and knocked the phone out of her hand.
That's the thing we just heard DP describing as well. And that's exactly how it went down, as you can see.
Fucking touch me! Don't fucking touch me! Yeah, you think I'm a pussy? I won't do you.
So remember, he approached them, pissed out of his head. They're just trying to see him off at this point. They've got their phones out and they've started recording after he's already approached them, wankered, right? And then he's getting in there, trying to push around and that, getting in their spaces, trying to cause division and conflict so that he can record it and cash in. But he's a bit too drunk, and so he's going a bit too fast. When they're seeing him off, as they should do, because there was more of them than Marty this time. Usually it's Annie being surrounded, but this time there was more of them, and so they were seeing him off. Just fuck off, which obviously, absolutely, you know, you should do. Fuck them off, you know, get them away from you to keep yourself safe and do all that. So in return, she was smacked in the hand. He knocked the phone out, and he did elbow her as well. That isn't caught on there, and this is all before she very gently sort of taps him on the bum with a fucking foot. She's tiny, and that's all she did. A little kick up the arse, which frankly, in the most metaphorical ways, he fucking needs the kick up the arse. There you go. That's him elbowing her now. So he's punched her, he's elbowed her. She has not made any physical contact with this man yet.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
And there you go. A little kick up the bum after she's already been attacked. And that, right, we heard DP audits saying that She
That's
kicked
where he
him.
attacked her. Yeah, where
He's
she
only
attacked
there for 10 minutes and you attacked him. DP, you are a fucking liar. And so
You're
is
a
Marty
sad
Blackburn.
piece of shit, DP.
The footage he uploaded from Roy and from whoever else was there missed out that bit where he smacks the phone out of a hand.
Yeah, it's funny how this stuff hangs around, isn't it, on video, and doesn't
Mad, isn't it?
it doesn't just become what they pretend it has.
No, and it's hard to say exactly where the whole thing started, but for a long while we've seen Marty Blackburn lead a campaign targeting Annie Says. It's not just him, but he was the biggest player. He would intimidate her both in online and in public, harassing her at protests and demos. Marty's channel, it hosts the typical far-right auditor content that you'd come to expect from these fucking horrible people. He goes to protests where he is racist as fuck, and then he can cause some confrontation. He can then film and post to his social media and make a bit of money. All right? He once advocated as well, just to give you a measure of this man, while drunk, again, because he's fucking always drunk, for shooting and killing asylum seekers.
Yep.
Do you want to carry on with that little bit that we had written?
Yeah, he met Annie at Palestine marches, I believe, because there's an ongoing genocide and because billionaire-owned platforms have zero moderation. It seems creepy auditors who have no souls have seen a semi-lucrative market and pre-made audience primed for eating up content that's just provoking people who protest the genocide and our involvement in it, harassing them, bullying them, auditing shit. Annie is an activist and, as such, is a regular face at these events. She stands up for herself when confronted by this rabble of bigots and misogynists, and she reports on her experiences with them. Because they want confrontation, they began to target her and her fellow activist Shabnam, specifically and relentlessly. It's hard to say who was targeted first between her and Shabnam, but I would really like to interview them both at some point about it. Either way, what we can say for sure is Marty specifically would create racist posts online about them both, as well as others, trying to replicate what Marty has done for clicks. And if either Shabs or Annie happen to be in the same space as Marty, I can't keep social services away, Blackburn, he would terrorize them using racist tropes, calling them terrorists and things like that. He's known to call brown women monkeys, so you can imagine how vile it's all been.
You sort your dog, and I'll crack on with this. But you got to remember the situation that Annie's in specifically, right? Annie is constantly, whenever she goes out on these demos, she's constantly surrounded by these people when they turn up at protests. They look for her now. And as we said before, she's got in her Instagram bio, she is a brown Muslim woman who is also a journalist. She's very well aware of the danger that these men in particular pose. And we live in the UK, right? And so I just want to, take your attention to something now, because we live in the UK, and in 2026, the term racially motivated rape is a real thing, and it keeps happening, and it gets worse. So I just want to show you here quickly. I'm not making this stuff up. This is the environment that we live in. Woman afraid to be out in public after racially aggravated rapes. And if you look here, there's just two of them. There's more. Trust me, there's a lot more. There's an incident of two women, both in their 20s, who were raped in a racially aggravated incident. And it's not just that. I mean, hate crimes in general. Oh, let me just remove that comment from there. But hate crimes in general are on the rise. And it's a really, really scary position for her to be in, I can imagine, because it's, all these hate crimes that are going up now that are aimed at people who look like Annie, who sound like Annie. And Annie is speaking up. She's putting herself out there. And, much to her own detriment. She's doing it for the benefit of everyone else, and long may she continue to do this. But the far-right are dangerous, especially to brown women, and they have attacked her before and continue to do so in various ways and in a sustained campaign. I'm not surprised, then, that's led to this post.
I've just got off the phone from the police. I told you guys earlier today that my life is in danger, that Shabs' life is in danger. That these far-right people like Marty Blackburn, Ryan Ferguson, DP Audits, they're all putting my name And my videos, they're sending them to each other. They're targeting me. That they were mocking my worst moment. They're leaving comments telling me that I should basically top myself. I made a video earlier today saying that I didn't feel safe. And that if anything happened to me, that I'm not suicidal. And if there's any freak accidents, understand it came from the far right, not even the Zionists. No, the far right. And they've taken that post on X and they've just run with it because they seem to think that I'm going to top myself. Yeah, I'm an emotional person. I cry, I shout, I get angry, I get happy. And I'm not scared to show that this is scary. Everybody acts like I'm supposed to be some superhero. I'm a woman. I'm 5'4". I have health issues and disabilities. Yes, I have a big gob. But these are grown men, racist. Women are getting their hijabs pulled off. Women that look like me are getting raped. Women like me are getting run over in hits and runs. So it doesn't matter how brave I am, how strong I am, how mouthy I am. They're men. They're men. And the worst part is, the Muslim men have let me down. They've completely let me down. They've let.
It's
really
it's
sad
so
to hear
bad.
that. It's really sad to hear that. It really is. Fucking hell. It's a woman. Come on, guys. Fucking hell. It's a woman.
It's.
And we're listening to this. If this fucking ends badly, I don't know.
But you know, I tell you what though, Dad. I tell you what. One thing that I've learned, a lesson I have taken from 2026, is that whenever we see pylons like this by the right, whether it's the right-wing media establishment or just the far-right scumbags and their own ecosystem online, that we should always stand up and show solidarity. We are with you, Annie. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. We're with you, Annie.
In the wake of,
I wish you'd come and share a few, a little while speaking to us. It would be nice. It would be more than nice. It would be lovely. And
yeah,
then,
we're here with you, and we'd love to come and show support. If you're watching this, or if anyone's sharing this with you, which afterwards, guys, if you can do, please do. But more importantly, it's not about us. More importantly, everyone as well. Go and subscribe to it. Go and show us some solidarity. Go and show us some love. That's what people need.
Show the love. Love and peace. Remember, show us some love and peace.
Love and peace, people. Love and peace. So, we've heard from DP and stuff as well. In fact, do you know what? I'll carry on playing.
Left me to fight this alone. There's a handful of brothers that I know have my back who would ride for me at dawn. There's people that I chat to online that have my back like Bouncer.
Annie, we got you back to pistols at dawn on the lawn. We are fucking there. Maybe not actual pistols, just, that's a saying. Pistols at dawn. It's just the saying. But we're there. We got you back. We'll ride with you.
But really, the rest of you, you've let me down. You've let us down. You let them come after us.
So what I'm hearing right now is a woman that is absolutely asking for solidarity. And that is exactly what we intend to give her. So we heard from DP giving his mindless thoughts and spewing lies and hatred against this individual. But there is another video that I want to watch in which Annie explains that full-on tier 4 bigot Ryan Ferguson is also woven his way in here.
I've just got the phone.
Oh no, wait, that's the same one. So a little bit later on this, I can't skip because I'm not actually signed into it, but she talks about how afraid she is, and she goes on to explain that that Ryan Ferguson, out and out neo-Nazi, who visits and is speaking with in contact with paedophile and terrorist who plan to murder a woman in this country, an MP in this country, Jack Renshaw. He's also been tagged in this, and he's been dropping comments in as well. She's got actual, for real, no shit neo-Nazis piling in as on top of this, thanks to people like DP. So we saw that video, and it's disgusting. It truly is. You see that the auditors are part of the far right, and as much as so as part of the far right, they have no end of places online to peddle lies and misinformation. And even last night, while Annie was being trolled relentlessly and, you know, making those videos and things, thanks to DP and Marty and the rest, DP himself was on a panel continuing his lies that Annie struck first, and he had people to back it up for him. She's got a whole ecosystem against her. Let me just show you this now. This comes courtesy of Society X. Like, she's got a whole ecosystem of lies around her that just want to see her fail. Let me. Oh God, where was it?
Because
here we go.
The worst thing that they did was try and stitch up Marty, because what they did was they lied, and they're not still willing to accept that she was the one kicking out. And
no, Jamie, you fucking worm. She was punched. She was elbowed before she defended herself after your mate, and they are absolutely friends. This is the whole thing now. They're all little buddies and they all hang around. Your friend was attacking me.
All partners. Well, they're all partners.
Marty might have been pissed, and if he'd have just stood back on, but he did not do anything.
And there you see. By the way, there's a whole like section here where it's just hating on Annie, even though she's going through all of this. Even in the wake of what happened with Jason O'Day, there are still people who have got substantial audiences in some cases that are just broadcasting a torrent of lies and misinformation, all directed at this person. And I think it's personally because they want to see her hurt. They want to see bad things happen to her. Why else would you make up such outrageous lies? We have all seen the footage, and we saw it right here on this stream just now, where you saw Annie being punched and then elbowed by Marty Blackburn before she gave him a very gentle kick up the bum that never even left a mark. As she says in her own words, she's 5'4". Marty's like 6 foot odd. She's a small woman, and like he's a tall guy pissed out of his head. Like, there is no justifying that, but they will. And this campaign will continue, which is why it's important to call it out. Like, when you look at the far right, they seem like they're all disjointed or disconnected, but they're not. And we here at the ACOB family have identified a cyclical structure that shows all the roles that these guys play in the sort of broader picture, from the establishment level to the bottom feeders that we just saw on screen. Then these people are all they're all targeting Annie. Right, and these are the people that Annie's talking about without realizing that she's talking about the Tier 5 group. And this is what they do. Today isn't just about showing you how bad the auditors are and the people that orbit them. Sorry, but it's also because we know that they're terrible humans. It's not new, but it's also about celebrating the resilience of Annie Says and showing solidarity with her and all the people who, like us, have been targeted by this cohort of racist, bigoted pieces of shit. And so we've got one last message from Annie Says. And this message is one of strength. She is saying that she will not be intimidated into silence. Now, bear with me. I just need to share. Sorry, slow laptop. It's getting there. Here we go. Share screen.
3 a.m. last night. So I made a video. I was crying. I called the police, and I showed you some of the messages that I got under a post on X where I was saying I was worried about my safety. And I wanted to clear a few things up now that I am not so emotional. Number one, this is not just happening on X. People like Ryan Ferguson, Marty Blackburn, DP Audits, they are passing my videos around, okay? So what's happened now is far-right people are being signposted towards me. So it's happening a lot on TikTok as well, on all my accounts. It's also happening under my Canary posts as well. So it's not just my personal posts. So people that say to me, oh, block it, delete it, it's happening everywhere. Personal and work. To the people that told me, oh, get off social media for a week, do this, do that. This is my job. Even when I take time off for mental health, because the Canary gives me that, because sometimes it gets to that point, I come back and it's the same. This is my job. Being online is my job. Yes, I don't get paid from social media apps, but I get paid from the Canary. And for me, my social media is unpaid, but it's still part of my job, my work, my duty. If I go away every time I'm stressed out, who will speak for the oppressed. Sorry, I'm getting worked up. It's just unpractical. I cannot come off social media. I can't. This is my world. This is everything that I do. Number two, a lot of you kept saying, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's bots. Please, I beg of you, stop saying that. I know you're saying it with the best of intentions. You're not trying to be mean, but please stop. This has been going on too long. Oh, it's just bots. It's just bots. Before the Stockport riots, two and a half years ago, whenever it was, I was getting inundated with far-right hate. And I kept saying to people, look at this, look at this, look at this. And everybody kept going, oh, it's bots, don't worry about it. It's just bots online. And then Stockport happened and we had a whole summer of riots. It's the same now. Yes, I'm fully aware that there are bots. I'm fully aware there are accounts that belong to people, but they're anonymous. But a lot of these people that are messaging me and writing under my posts are also far-right figures, are also far-right auditors. On that section that I showed you, I had Gil Levy commenting on there, the Zionist ex-copper. I had E.T. piling in. Marty Blackborough was piling in. I can't even remember the rest of these bloody Oyo Savaloy's counts. So they were all piling in. Real people. Marty Blackborough, Ryan Ferguson, DP Audits, AY Audits. These are real men. They are not bots. They are targeting us. Please understand that, okay? Now, a few of you said, go to the police. Now, I have been to the police when I've been physically hurt in front of the police and they've done nothing. But I did go to the police last night. I was like, sod it, might as well do it. Now, Shabs has had an ongoing case against Marty for over a year and a half. Remember, Marty attacked me last year at the DOJ. Now, during that altercation, I did lash out in defense and kick him back. I admitted that in my victim statement that he scared me because he punched me. You guys have seen it. He punched my phone right out of my hand and then he elbowed me. So apparently, according to the Oyo Savaloy's, Marty's followers, I kicked him back. So because I defended myself, violence against me is justified. They talk about protecting the women and the children, but only if you're the right type of women and children. On top of that, I think it's important to know not only I can make a complaint about how I'm being treated, people that witness it online can also make a complaint. People have witnessed Marty terrorizing me online and have complained on my behalf because they felt alarm and distress about what they saw and they were worried for my safety. So it is something that people can do if they want to help. If they are worried about my safety, if any of these far-right figures are attacking me, if I put it online and say, look, this is what blah, blah, blah is doing, if that's enough to make you fear for my safety, you are also allowed to make a complaint to the police, and that can be done online. I want to point out, this is not just about me. Any brown or black person who speaks out against racism online is attacked. I literally just saw a post from Miss Anne Harriman and it was absolutely despicable. So whenever I've talked about Jason Arday online, the comments, I haven't even talked about the kind of comments under my post or the kind of comments I've been said. It is beyond disgusting. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't want to bring those comments to light, but I want to make a point. Yes, Jason Arday got harassed by the mainstream media, but how many content creators, online agitators also made comments about him, made videos about him? How many of these type of people commented under those posts? It all adds up. The media, the people online, the comments. It's done on purpose.
It is. It's done on purpose and it's done with purpose. It's got an aim. They want her to hurt herself. They want the same thing to happen to her that happened to Jason Arday. And I'll be fucking damned. I've got a platform, I've got a voice, and I will absolutely speak out about it. This is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, and that's where I'm at with that. Dad, have you got any thoughts?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Well, I've got to be careful here because you know what I feel about one or two of these people. Of course, it's absolutely fucking atrocious. It's beyond fucking. Oh, it's beyond that. These people are literally trying to hound this woman to death. I mean, all we can do is show her the love. Otherwise, I feel really quite helpless about it. But one thing I do want to say, and I want to say to the, I was just while you were talking and she was talking, I was reading some of the chat, and I just want to say thanks to to our regulars and that, and some of you newbies too, just for being who you are. The comments that you've put down, that you've written in response to this, these stories about how this woman's being treated, are the sort of comments that you'd expect from fucking normal people. Thank you so much for being who you are. Yeah, I appreciate you. I really do.
And if you have a look in the back chat there, Dad, in the private chat, there's like a sentence or two that I wanted to close this particular subject on.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just roll that up. Oh, okay. Oh shit! I've just lost that. Maybe just give me a second.
Just the very bottom at private chat.
Yeah, private chat. Very bottom. Oh, just that little bit there about Annie. So yeah, we do. We need to look after and protect each other, especially after Jason Arday's death. We deserve better. Annie deserves better. She's not their victim. She's our hero.
And there you go. And that's our story of the auditors and Annie Says. We've got a lot more auditor content to get through, and we'll get to that just now. But before we do, let's take a quick little 2-minute break and have a chat with the chat. Yeah, I can see that there's some people. There's quite a discussion happening in there at the moment.
Yeah.
Somebody seems to be confused.
New people seem to have come in and doing a little bit of rage debating, maybe. But the people we've got there are more than capable of educating anybody that comes in. I'm really impressed with you. You see, the answers and the comments that people have been putting down while we were talking about Annie and that. Lovely, you're lovely people. Some of you, a lot of you, most of you, nearly all of you. You're lovely people.
You lovely, lovely peoples. We're going to continue though to look at some not so lovely people's and some lovely people's comments first, and then we'll get back to the audit and stuff. But Agent 47 LFC says she has every right to feel like that. What she's going through, absolutely, 100%. It's got to be terrifying for her, because as we were saying, hate crimes are on the rise. All this other stuff is happening around us in the UK. It's not. This is the environment that they've created as well, and they're capitalizing on it. This is their wheelhouse to abuse people, racially, misogynistic in sometimes as well. But oh god, it's absolutely horrendous. So moving on though, we're going to quickly run through some other auditor updates, DP audits. Again, I'd rather not keep talking about this monster. He is creepy and he makes my skin not just crawl, but fucking sprint. However, he is the most prolific when it comes to uploading content that perfectly demonstrates the state of mind, as it were, and the sheer stupidity of this particular messed up cohort in Tier 5, these auditors. Here he is, calling an Irish woman a traitor because of her religion. Which is really weird.
I saw this.
Let's have a look at this video here. Now, I'm not too sure if the context is in this particular video. This was shared by Never Give Up, a young Irish woman who converted to Islam. But this comes from DP Audits from his YouTube channel. I don't know if it's missing out the context, but I think at some point, either in here or beforehand, she explains that they shouted something at her, so she turned around.
If you do realise, the West rejects Islam, FYI.
The West do not reject Islam, FYI. You do because you're a filthy bigot, DP.
FY other eye, twat.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for you guys to become
Why are you
Muslim.
not in a Muslim country?
I can't wait for you to
Why don't you go to a Muslim?
Pandering to their fucking fears. So they're shouting stuff as she's walking away.
No, say something. You can say something instead of video and go do it. Talk about
I didn't
this.
say-
You want?
I didn't say anything to
If you want to say something, you can. Yeah, grab my phone. Go do it. Yeah.
Are you even? Are you got an American accent?
No, mate. I'm from Belfast. You twat.
Belfast, you twat. See you.
It's unbelievably, mind-bogglingly stupid.
But then
This
he
man-
gets, I mean, this is where it gets absurd. See what he calls her in a minute. Oh, he's got such little
it gets
understanding.
fucking absurd.
So why are you here telling us
Oh,
what to
I'm
do?
here.
Are you even? Are you got an American accent?
No, mate. I'm from Belfast. You twat.
Oh.
She's given us all a lesson on how exactly you should talk to DP whenever he approaches anyone. I'm not from where you said I'm from, you fucking idiot. Represented. I'm from Belfast, you twat. And the Irish people in the hot chat are like, yep, represented. Oh, yes, I fucking love it.
Cool.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So why are you here telling us
Oh,
what to
I'm
do in
literally
England?
surrounded by fascists.
He's about to, and she's being surrounded by fascists.
She's being surrounded
He's about
by
to explain to her, he's about to say to her, an Irish woman, like, well, why are you over here telling us what to do? An Englishman, saying, asking an Irish person why they're there telling us what to do. And she hasn't so far.
Oh, it
told
gets
them.
more bizarre, yeah. He's fucking weird. Yeah, carry on, please.
It's so funny watching their little brains work.
Do something about it.
You're a traitor in England, and you're
I'm
not
a
even
traitor
English.
in England. I'm a traitor in
You are a
England.
traitor.
What are you talking about,
I
mate?
don't know what you're doing.
I'm a traitor in England. I'm
You're a
fucking
traitor.
Irish.
Fuck, as he worked that out in his tiny fucking brain cells. I mean, I can imagine there's two brain cells in there and they're just whizzing around each other and they occasionally bump in and a little spark goes off in his eyes. Anyway, you're a fucking traitor to England because you're Irish and a Muslim. And that makes you a traitor to England in his tiny, tiny little mind.
And it is the tiny little mind. These thoughts just tend to like bounce around a bit, pick up speed, and fuck off out through his nose or something.
But he must mostly run on instinct because there's no fucking intelligence there, is there? There's no independent thought going on.
No, none at all.
Traitor.
None at all.
Traitor to England. Holy
Hello,
moly.
John. How you doing? Good to
Hey,
see you
Johnny.
here. Also, I just wanted to help out. I don't know if anyone's noticed yet either, but we do have two streams currently running, one vertical and one horizontal. Whichever stream you're on, hit the like if you can, hit the share button. It's free, and if you really want to show support, it's only 99p to become a smelly lefty, officially a smelly lefty, and part of the group. But let's crack on with this. This
And if you
fucking
don't like us, hit the like 3 times.
yeah, an odd number of times.
Right.
A traitor in England. Seriously, what is this? What you do? Circle women?
You approached me.
Well, how else are they going to protect women and children if they're not shouting at them? And then when the woman comes over and approaches them, they have to then surround it. That's protecting women 101, right?
Yeah.
It's telling them that they're traitors, shouting and screaming at them because of their choice of attire, because of their religion. That's how you're supposed to do it.
You absolute mong. Are you all right?
And another ableist slur coming from the man who is admitted to watching ableist pornographic hyperfetishized materials using ableist slurs to search for them. We saw that when his friend and co-auditor at the BBA, Bear Britain Audit, Scott Chesterman, accidentally exposed his own search history, which forced all of them as a group to sort of show solidarity with each other and admit that they actually watch this content in Discord by themselves. He is, exactly as it's been said in the chat, ableist scum.
Look at the stadium.
So as well as being a traitor, you're thick as shit.
I'm a traitor. Tell me how I'm a traitor.
Because in the future, we are going to be a demographic minority in this.
So you, young Irish lady, are a traitor to England because in the future, that's a very loose white folks. We're going to be
he ain't the same kind of white I am. I'm a white man. He's the other white man. He's
I'm as white as fuck me.
What an idiot.
I've got pink skin and everything. He's fucking mate. Yeah, the ignorance of the man. It's almost off the scale, isn't it? You're a traitor. Because sometime in the future, young lady who lives in another country.
I can't wait till everyone's Muslim. Allah Akbar.
She's fucking trolling them hard.
You do realise
fastest growing religion.
the West rejects Islam, FYI.
Yeah, I love the way that she does that. Like he's saying the West reject Islam, and she's correctly
FYI.
pointing out religion.
FYI, because he can't say information.
He just doesn't know anything. Oh my God, save us from these 31st century vulnerable adults. Ah!
The rest,
La ilaha illallah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. I can't wait. I can't wait till you guys
so good. Why are you not in a Muslim country?
I can't wait till you become.
Why don't you go to a Muslim country?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Why can't she fucking have her own, whatever religion she wants to follow? How about that?
Sorry, Dad.
I'm just saying, why don't you fucking do it in a Muslim country? I'm telling you, the young lady's got the right to fucking.
She's freedom of religion here. She's doing it in a country that has freedom.
Not here.
Of religion.
Don't forget, she's not from here. She's from somewhere else as well that's got freedom of religion.
What I don't get as well is that why, if that's the stance, right? He's essentially saying, look, if you want to be able to practice this religion, you should go to a country that allows it. All the while standing in a country that allows it. So what I think he should do is, if you want to practice your bigotry, go to somewhere where you'd be much more welcome. Fucking move to Russia. Like, fuck off to Poland. Go somewhere like that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Where they wouldn't stand for you for a fucking half a second.
No, they fucking wouldn't. We've all seen what happens to orders when they leave the country, take their far-right shit elsewhere where crowds don't know their faces and who they are.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. We do.
Yeah, you assaulted me. You just pushed me. You just pushed in me with your bike, you tramp.
All right.
Look at that. Now they're trying to physically intimidate this woman. It's not enough to surround her. It's not enough to, to give her a bunch of abuse based on her fucking clothing choice because it represents a religious.
I think I got a visitor, so I might have to do a runner here.
No, that's absolutely fine. Don't you worry about it, Dad. Don't worry about it at all. But thank you for making it this far as well with us. We really appreciate having a couple of Burks. It's always better when there's.
Yeah, it's been really cool. It's been really good. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to wish you love and peace. Go get them.
Go get them. Right, Dad, I'll put you back there. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press the button. I was just meant to hover. Right. Take care. Love and peace. Lots of love, Dad. Love you lots. Take it easy. Right, there we go. He's in the back. He's in the back. And I'll put a mute on him just in case he accidentally brings himself onto the stage. All right. And then we'll crack on with this here. Laters, Dad. Look at all this. We've got some love for my dad. Everyone show some love for my dad in the panel, in the chat here. He's everyone's dad. He's not really. He's mine. And you can't have him, all right? He's my dad.
Honestly, though, I didn't say anything when you walked off. I didn't understand.
Yeah, but what do you mean? I'm a traitor.
You are a traitor.
Hi.
Weird. I can't wait till.
You're a traitor. Why? Because you're wearing clothing that I don't like. You're a traitor to England, even though you're an Irish person. Like, fucking guy. Not that if she was English, she would be in any way, shape, or form considered a traitor because she's expressing her freedom of religion, which is absolutely a right that our own grandfathers and their fathers literally killed and died to ensure that we had. Take care, Nigel, and stay safe. But it's absolutely fucking, it's uncomfortable to say the least. I'm trying to describe my feelings that I have right now. It's uncomfortable when you see men like DP who have, been sending rape threats now, just berating women on, in between recording children at school and sending rape threats, being kicked out of kids' underwear sections in clothing shops. He's now berating young women up and down the street after piling on with this. Beforehand, he's, piling in on this this campaign against Annie Says. Auditors are not there to protect your women and children. They're just not. Now, speaking of auditors and other stuff, we've got another auditor that I want to talk about very quickly. This one is Jermaine Unfiltered, right? Now, Jermaine, he looked like he was swinging from the fences. He looked like he had a really serious, hard-hitting subject that he was going to bring up here. So look at this. Inside Antifa's violent protest, undercover in Manchester. And then here he is. There's a screenshot of him there. Do you want to know what happens in the video? Nothing. Nothing happens. That's the Jermaine story over. Fucking these alarmist fucking triggering bellends that are out there trying to hype up their fucking audience with fear. They're like, oh my God, stay afraid, stay very afraid. Look, a guy over there got arrested and I don't know what for. And that was literally all that fucking happened. That was all that happened in that entire video. What a giant nothing burger. Fuck you with your clickbait shit, Jermaine. Just terrible, disappointing. I saw it and I thought, oh, might see something here. No, just his imagination. That's all it is. The next story, because that's literally it. The next story about auditors we're going to have a look at now is there's a Labour councillor. I believe his name is Ed. What's his name? Ed Kimberley. I think I've got all the relevant info right here. This is the gentleman, and he has been a legend, considering he's a Labour. He's been an absolute legend. And just to clarify, this is what it says on his profile. He is a city councillor at Worcester for the Worcester Labour Party and member and secretary at the Worcester Labour Party. He is a Labour councillor, but he did a post recently, and we're going to have a look at this post, and it's about auditors, specifically RBR, but I think DP Audits also gets a shout out here. Purely coincidental. I'm not trying to pile on him anymore, but here we go. So this is a post by that Labour councillor Ed Kimberley. He says, meet Ryan Brooks, a self-styled citizen journalist and auditor who makes viral content, in more ways than one, by breaking into hotels and businesses and perving about what's going on inside. I mean, first of all, opening sentence, 10 out of 10 for getting the language right. It is perving. They are fucking weird, creepy dudes. But lately, Mr. Kimberley goes on to say, but lately he's been branching out, trying on some new conspiracy theories for size. Ooh, sounds fun. Like how the government has been using chemtrails to cool the planet. Oh my God, the auditors are fucking... they're chemtrail fucking flat earthers, aren't they? Global warming, question mark? What a load of cobblers. Climate change, question mark? Poof. Yeah, and I'm loving the emoji as well. This guy knows what he's doing. He's good at the internet. Have you ever heard of the phrase tempting fate? Well, Ryan Brooks was seriously tempting fate less than 24 hours after posting his latest excretion poo-pooing climate change. His hometown of Stourbridge caught fire. I'm laughing at the choice of words there about poo-pooing climate change. Not about the fire. We watched that. It was a really fucking serious event. And lots of people lost their homes, their whole lives. It's fucking terrible. But it goes on to say, now, you might wonder, was this tragic event, this massive destruction of people's lives and livelihood, a wake-up call for Ryan? Lol, no. How very internet of you, Mr. Kimberley. Because where you see human catastrophe, Ryan sees viral content. Oh, yes. So Ryan went off and his very clever mate, I'm only laughing because I know who these mates are at 12:30. So Ryan went off with his very clever mates to go and inspect the scene of the fire. And they were about as shocked and they were shocked and amazed to discover that they didn't have a bloody clue what any of it was about. Why were some bits burned down and not others? Why were these blue bins untouched? Why were tree trunks scorched and leaves still green? Naturally, their friends in the comments were here to help them with a perfectly reasonable explanation. Space lasers! I wish I was making this up, says Labour councillor Ed Kimberley. But he goes on to say, I am not. Because this is what happens when content creators who don't know the first thing about what they're recording, combined with an audience that's hungry for rage bait, combined again with a platform that will never remove such disinformation from their space as long as it keeps getting clicks. Folks, if you want to know how wildfires work, don't go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theory claptrap. Listen to firefighters, listen to climate scientists, listen to teachers and educators. Don't listen to flag-waving grift merchants like Ryan, who make their money by lying to you on TikTok. And as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay kind. What an absolute legend. But his post didn't just stop there. He gave us a little slideshow. This is all from his Facebook page. I thoroughly recommend that you go and, if you're into this sort of content, go and have a look at it. But it starts with, meet Ryan Brooks, seen here auditioning to be the next Judge Dredd. What a proper hard lad. Couldn't agree with you more. Look at him. He's fucking well hard. Ryan is an auditor, like these lovely guys. Wouldn't you just love to bump into them in a dark alleyway? Hey, look, it's our friend DP Audits there in the middle. Ryan, says Ed Kimberley, doesn't spend a lot of time in front of the camera. So here is how he actually looks without AI helping him. And I just want to point it out there that I've also got another picture in the thumbnail for this thing that shows you exactly how he looks without all the AI. He's so fucking insecure, this older man, because he doesn't look like that either. That's an old picture of him. That's a really old picture of him. But it goes on. Ryan's usual trade is breaking into asylum hotels and perving on what's going on inside. That's exactly right. RBR, DP, BBA, AY, they all do it. Perverts that go and perv. It's just, what else are they doing? But lately, he's been branching out into some new conspiracy theories, like chemtrails and climate denial. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at him broadening his horizons. Then Stourbridge caught fire. And even Ryan can't ignore his hometown turning into an inferno. Now, that's where it gets sad. That is quite fucking horrible. But Ryan and his mates went out to audit the fire and discovered we have no idea what's going on. I'm loving this. It's a proper little story, isn't it? Well done. But thank goodness, because the comments are here to help. Directed energy weapons. Was that blue bin there before the fire? Because if it was there after the fire, then this must mean lasers from space. I don't fucking know. All orchestrated 100%. Of course. And this is what patriots have decided the cause of the fire is, not climate change. Space lasers. They settled on space lasers, guys. Thanks to the chat. So, folks, don't take your science from flag-waving morons like Ryan and listen to the experts instead. And I'm pointing at the guy on the left there, the firefighter, not the guy on the right. But there you have it. That was RBR, Ryan Brooks reports through the lens of Ed Kimberley and obviously his other associates, DP Audits, who's also in the firing line there, which I've got to admit, I fucking loved. That was a great little, adventure there. That was really fun. He told a brilliant story. It was thoroughly captivating from start to finish. What else do we have for you guys, though? Let's have a look, see what else we've got in store. We're going to head on over to Burke Alert, and we're going to look to a bit of an older story, but I wanted to talk to you about Posey Parker. That's right. The Posey fucking Parker. Let's have a gander. Yo, welcome to Burke Alert Far-Right Files. We are having a little look at Posey Parker. So this video is titled Name the British Values, and it comes from Smile to Jana. All right, let's go back to the start. We've probably all seen this dude. You might see him a lot at Speaker's Corner, using his rights as a citizen of the United Kingdom and just preaching his religion. I don't think he so much preaches, to be honest with you. I think that what I understand more is he just takes shit off right-wing people and explains calmly and politely why they're wrong about the Quran, because most of the time they are. Yo, what's happening, Shines? How you doing? I haven't seen you for a minute. Hope you're well.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before the video starts, we're normally at Speaker's Corner on Sundays. Police have told Muslims that they can't pray in congregation in Speaker's Corner. So they said it's okay to pray just outside the gate. And that's where we were praying. As Muslims, we pray 5 times a day. So going to a mosque is not always practical. So
I just want to point out as well, like, I'm not a man that deals with like mild inconvenience particularly well. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. What do you mean I can't do something here that I could do yesterday or whatever? But yeah, I mean, clearly, you know, when presented with a mild inconvenience, they just, okay, we'll go over to this part then. We'll go to where it is okay. You know, being functional members of society. You know, clearly an order's come down from an authoritative figure. I assume it might have been a police or a council worker that's, you know, explained it to him. And being good citizens have just done what they've been instructed to do.
So when we're at Speaker's Corner, our faith allows us to pray somewhere out of the way and not obstructing anyone. Not to mention it is well within the UK law, more specifically the Human Rights Act, Article 9(1). Here we're seen just praying outside where a far-right agitator, Kelly, turns up.
Enter Posey Parker in a fucking Jimmy Savile-looking trackie.
Praying on the fucking streets. It's outrageous.
No, what is outrageous is that you felt the need to, with somebody recording you, approach them looking like Jimmy Savile and start shouting at everyone. That's pretty fucking outrageous, and that isn't how we do things in the UK.
Bear in mind, she's platformed by Tommy Robinson.
We have to remove Islam from every single place of authority.
In her Australian.
Can we move your fucking cheap glasses instead so we can see the evil look in your eye?
Rally, she attracted a neo-Nazi group and she tried to run as MP for Bristol Central and she didn't even get 1% of the vote. Yes, she came.
Let's go back to that there. She's the founder and leader of Party of Women Political... What? Of the Party of Women Political Party. Posey Parker's Party of Women Political Party. There's no way she called it that. The founder and leader of... Yeah, it's what it's saying, isn't it? The Posey Parker's Party of Women Political... Posey Parker's Party of Women Political Party. Fuck my life. Sideways. Oh, my God. Prior to its launch in July 2023, and in response to Pride that June... What? Miss Keane was frequently quoted as saying, after the rainbows, we're bringing a storm. She is so Savile-coded. She is just so fucking Savile-brained. I can't even cope. It's just outrageous. Even the stupid little fucking... Ms. Keane stood for MP in Bristol Central in 2024. General election and came last place with 169 votes, or 0.5% of the share. She didn't even get 1%.
And she didn't even get 1%.
And I just said the thing, and then I shouldn't have said that because that's exactly... I'm sorry I stole your line.
Of the vote. Yes, she came last. So now she hangs out of the vote.
Sorry,
yes, she came last.
Look at that fucking smile. Oh, we are sharing that smile, brother. Oh my God. Oh, shout out to Daily Blase as well. It is fantastic to see you here. If you're not already, go and subscribe to Daily Blase. He is an absolute legend. All you guys in the chat, sit up straight. Daily Blase is here, right? We've got some serious stuff going on. I remember this. I had a hell of a good giggle over this on one of my live streams. He was brilliant and he made it look ridiculous. I've been meaning to get round to this, but there's just been so much other stuff that keeps popping up in between. But now I've finally got a chance to sit down and just laugh at Posey Parker. It's amazing.
So now she hangs out at the park dressed as Jimmy Savile.
It's not just me that thinks it.
So now she hangs out at the park dressed.
Oh my God. Are you worried about Islam? Posey will fix it for you.
As Jimmy Savile, standing in front of people and posting on a little Twitter page, oh, look at these Muslims bowing down to me. So after I finished, I wanted to have a discussion with her.
Oh my God. Everything about them is fake. Even like, look, I have so much power. It's like, oh my God. The cringe dial has been pushed all the way into the red. Redder than the Savile tracksuit that she is currently wearing.
Because, you know, that's what your boy does.
Far-right religion.
That doesn't
And
make it
what we
wrong.
also do is we don't do this in the street.
That
The
doesn't make it
question,
wrong.
do
It's actually
Muslims
allowed.
pray outside in Saudi?
We're talking about the UK. It's permissible to
Yeah,
do
you're
this.
using our tolerance against
Can I finish my
us.
Right, clearly you don't have any tolerance. None at all. Like, what are you on about? Using our tolerance against us? Like, what do you mean, us? You ain't tolerant. You stood there giving people shit because they're praying. Which, by the way, this person also pretends to be a Christian. Like, you're allowed to pray too if you want to. Just do it. Have a laugh. Sit right. Do you know what? If you sat down next to your Muslim brothers and sisters and you prayed with them to your God while they pray to theirs, I am almost 100% certain that when everybody has lifted their heads, you know, away from the spiritual connection that they've just experienced, and they look at each other and the people around them, they'd all be sharing smiles. Like, it doesn't matter. There is no war. There's no attack. There's none of that. This woman is just a harbinger of fucking hate. She's just a beacon of ignorance for all the dumb fucks to sit there and like, yeah, you tell him, Savile.
Point.
You're using
Can I
our
finish my point?
tolerance on them.
We're actually allowed to pray in the street as long as we're not harming or stopping somebody.
And look at this as well, acting like she's fucking just stumbled upon this terrible act. She's got a camera recording it. She's got a microphone attached to her Savile lapel. Like, she's going for it. Like, this is all orchestrated.
From going past.
I find this harmful.
I find it harmful. This is the far right, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. This, chef's kiss. This is peak far right. The same people who brought you "it's only hurty" words are now saying that they feel hurt or threatened or whatever the fuck it's stupid thing that she just said about about them praying in a street. Nothing to do with her or even anywhere near her. She's approached them. What the fuck is she on about? It's deluded as fuck, man. I think delulu is the thing that the kids are saying now.
Okay, on what base?
Well, I find it an affront to 6-year-olds
Give
that
me
don't
a
want to get
precedent.
married.
Give me a precedent within the law that shows what I'm doing is wrong.
I don't need to give a precedent in the law.
You do,
It's
because
immoral.
if you say something
It's
is right or
against
wrong,
the cohesion of
let me
this
finish my
country.
point.
No, you are against the cohesion of this country. If you weren't there, Posey Parker, look at me. Look right in your face. Right? Look at me. If you weren't there, there would be no issue. You're the fucking problem. It's you.
Point. Relax.
Well, tell me why you're doing it.
Relax. If you're
Tell me
saying I'm
why
doing
you're doing it.
something is right or wrong, I'm assuming you mean in terms of the law, correct?
No.
Okay, then in terms of what? Subjective morality.
Yeah,
Well, then I have different subjective morality to you then. It's the end of the conversation then.
No, not really.
Well,
Basically, what he's saying is that nobody gives a shit about your feelings. Nobody cares how you feel, Posey. Nobody, I cannot express this enough. Your feelings don't matter. They just don't. You as an individual, if you don't like the fact that people are praying, who the fuck cares? Nobody does. Nobody cares. Oh shit, you do have a Patreon, don't you? Hey, drop a link in there, Andy. Do it, I dare you. I think Michael might even have a list of links and things that he can drop for you.
If it's subjective morality.
No, why is your morality more important than mine? If I say this is immoral,
It's no, okay, he's not pitting his morality against your morality. What he's doing is he's saying that I have the legal and like the lawful right under British law to be able to do exactly what I'm doing, which is a harmless, benign act that is only serving to enlighten this person spiritually. All right. So, I mean, sure, I'm not religious personally, but there is a huge benefit to people giving themselves over to something higher than themselves, which is what the majority of religious people do. I'm all for religious people. I think that, you know, like I'm not, like, again, myself, I'm not religious. I'm not. And it isn't for me, not through lack of trying or wanting or anything like that. You know, I've looked seriously at religions and thought maybe these guys have the answers, you know, and it just isn't my answer, and that's fine. But it is an answer for a lot of people, and it should be respected, especially when it's something as benign and as benevolent as just praying. Yo, what's happening, everyone's favorite Reverend? How are you doing, Violet? Shemai, Sitoiti. I hope you're good, Cariad. So it's what we're looking at the moment is Posey Parker telling a group of Muslim men that just praying is causing her some sort of alarm, distress, or feeling harassed or something. I don't know. Basically, I'll reduce it even further. angry Jimmy Savile looking person here, racist and Islamophobic towards gentle, kind people not doing anything wrong. You pretty much caught up.
And it shouldn't be going on in the street. Why is it that your idea of doing this ridiculous ritual in the street, why is that more important than my right to say I don't want to see it?
Because you don't have the lawful right at all to say, I don't want to see that. You are a grown-ass person. You are going to see things that you don't like. We can all point to the fact that you don't like it is a sign of your deep undercurrent of racism that just bubbles over the surface, and Islamophobia and all that stuff. We could talk about that, but just move that to one side. We don't even care about that. You don't have the lawful right to just have people's their lawful rights removed because you're white and they're not. It doesn't work like that, Posey.
What I'm saying is in line with the law. What you're saying is not in line with the law.
Well, we'll change the law, and then
Okay, then maybe when you change the law.
Okay, we'll change the law, Posey says, with zero fucking power. She might as well have said, we're going to invade the moon. Because for all, you know what I mean? You're not going to do anything about it. Look at you with your hand on your hip looking like someone's disappointed fucking nan. Like, just chill out, Posey. You're at a 10 and society needs you at like a 2.
Then you come back to me then. Until then, I can do it.
Tell me why you're doing it.
Because we're allowed to do it.
Okay, then
we pray 5 times a day.
All right, then
There's a fantastic question in the chat here. Not sure why she doesn't just leave, like, the area. I'll be honest with you, I don't have an answer to that, but I have another question. Why the fuck did she approach them with a microphone already attached, switched on, linked up to the camera that's recording them? It's not so much why doesn't she leave the area, it's why the fuck did she bother harassing and haranguing these people in the first place?
I'm allowed to step on this, right?
We pray 5 times a day.
To step on this?
I'm answering your question. You asked me a question, right? You said, why am I doing this?
Why do you need to pray 5 times a day? Do you forget the first time?
See, now what she's doing is she's trying to undermine the core tenets of Islam. Not for any reason. She's not making any points here. She's just expressing the fact that she's Islamophobic. We get it, Posey. We get it. You're a fucking bigot. We understand it.
So you're saying if we pray multiple times, that means we've forgotten?
No, I'm saying that if you pray multiple times, it probably means you're in a bit of a death cult.
Then Christians that pray multiple times a day, they're in the death cult as well.
They don't come and do it on the street, do they?
You're changing the goalpost. If somebody does something multiple times a day, are they in a death cult?
I think Muslims are in a death cult.
You're not answering my question.
No, I think Muslims are in a death cult.
You're using selective outreach here. If somebody does something multiple times a day, does that imply they're in the death cult? So just
it's done that because whenever I go to click between tabs and try and pause things and read the chat at the same time, sometimes I just grab the tab and make it its own window. Whoever designed that feature, they deserve to forever wake up with crumbs in their bed. All right, no matter how much they hoover move after hours, as soon as they go to bed, crumbs everywhere.
Muslims, just Muslims. Well, that's selective outrage then. You're just talking.
And then she's, yes, I am. It is selective outrage. She just nodded her head.
Muslims outraged by an entire religion that bases its kind of who is a perfect man on a piece.
And of course, they're a monolith. The entire religion, it's all of them. It's all of them. Alarmist. So then there's the prophet, the consent and puberty. We'll skip right over that freaky shit. What is she like? This whole section here is called consent and puberty, which assumably means that she engaged in a conversation about consent and puberty, whilst being a doppelganger for Jimmy Savile. I'm just not interested. Let's have a look at the most viewed bit here. Let's have a gander. We'll start it from here.
2 reports.
So this is now they've got into grooming gangs. Remember, this started because somebody was praying.
Now you give me one report. Give me one report where we do it disproportionately. One report.
Just to get this.
I promise you she can't. I promise.
And I promise you right now that if you asked her to repeat anything that you just said, she wouldn't be able to tell you because the whole time her mouth was open and words and sounds were just falling out of it. Also, if anyone's watched Valerian, I'm so sorry to do this to you, dude, but this is my ADHD brain. Now I have to show you. Bob from Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Oh god, it's got the last ones in there. It's got Beastie Boys. No, Bob. It's got my last search thing in there. But, let me show you. I'm really sorry, bro. I don't mean it. It's just... Let me zoom in. He's giving me strong Bob vibes. All right, is anybody else getting Bob vibes? I'm being really mean, and I don't mean to be. It's just because we can see the one eye. Like, he's giving me Bob vibes. I'm sorry, people. I'll carry on. More genuine commentary from now on, I promise. Let's do it. It's just hard to be serious when this person's literally dressed like Jimmy Savile, being racist as fuck, talking about grooming gangs and shit now. I'm glad it's
I said
that you see.
the NPCC and the CSA 2022 to 2023 have said, the reports have said, and you can check this out, that the Pakistanis do not disproportionately groom girls.
Do not say it again for the people in the back. But first, though, 5 gifted members. That's 15 that you've given over today. We've had an extra 15 members join the Smelly Lefty group. Thank you for your generosity, Crow. It knows no bounds, and my appreciation is limitless. Thank you so much, guys. You're keeping the whole thing going. Mega fucking generosity. I really appreciate it. Thank you, all of you. And welcome to the 15 extra Smelly Lefties that we've had that's come courtesy of Crow Crag. Thank you. Welcome.
Now I'm asking her to give me a report, a study, whatever she wants.
What is it about white girls that makes Pakistani?
I've had to do this a lot. Like, I've chatted to these people, and I really have had to do this like so many times, where you have to stop talking to them because they won't listen anymore. And then, it's not a conversation, it's not a debate, it's not anything anymore. Then you just have to look at the camera and be like, right, to the people that they're trying to communicate to, I want to let you know then that this is, that she's unable to provide you any sort of data, any sort of sources. Nothing's evidenced, none of it's credible, it's all lies. But obviously, standing right there, she'll just look like Jimmy Savile and fucking bitch and moan. I have to understand. I have to say, I understand the words she's saying, but they seem to all be in the wrong order. That is exactly accurate. What's wrong with this white girl? Just got here. Oh, mate, white girls be wilding out today, Jim. Wilding out. Jimmy Savile's fucking sister over here, Mrs. Savile, is rocking her favourite fucking Posey Parker'll fix it tracksuit. And she's just abusing people, essentially, because they're praying. She approached them while they were praying, abused them because they're, Muslim, essentially. And that's it. That's all there is. You've been officially caught up. They're now talking about grooming gangs for some fucking reason.
Pakistanis do it disproportionately. One,
the crime statistic.
radio silence. The crime statistics.
I'm fucking
what
talking.
Crime
You
statistics?
just don't understand it because I'm a woman.
What crime statistics? Oh, now it's because...
No, it's not because you're a woman. It's because you're a dickhead. Like, it's got nothing to do with your gender and everything to do with you and your monstrous personality. Like, it's... She's this close to saying, is it because I'm white? Like, she's this close. Oh.
No, she doesn't say that.
Yes,
she doesn't say that.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't say Pakistanis do it.
I can't understand you because you've got that wanker flag.
Relax, so don't get triggered, yeah? And don't bring in, and you don't need to bring in the gender. You don't have to bring in the gender wars just because you can't give me one study. Just one. Lady, just one.
Why do Pakistani...
Foreshadowing, she won't provide any study. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She is a liar. This is Posey Parker. This is what she does. It's just fucking wild, man. We're going to skip over to this bit here now just to understand how little about her own people that Posey claims that she's defending here. But, yeah.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
I know it's
Oh, why do
difficult.
these far-right people do this anytime we're actually bringing
You're
a coherent
far-right. You're an
argument?
Islamist.
Oh, so you're not a far-right.
Islam is far-right. Colonizing...
I mean, she's wrong, but she may have accidentally stumbled onto something that's kind of based. Now, hear me out. Get me wrong, right? So, the far right and their terroristic ways, single fastest growing domestic threat, according to MI5 in a recent report, a fairly recent report, saying that they are the single fastest growing domestic threat. They are outpacing religious terrorism as well in terms of reports to prevent and all that other stuff. Now, I personally, when it comes to the way that we look at terrorism, we lump together like LASIK groups and things, don't we? Like left wing and single action terrorist sort of acts and stuff. So that could be like incel classes, is like, you know what I mean, like that sort of thing. That kind of comes under LASIK. So it's not classed as left wing terrorism, but it's lumped together in the same LASIK category. I personally do not see any distinction between right-wing shithousery terrorism and things, and the people that they claim to hate, which would be, as she's just called it, I hate this phrase, an Islamist. I don't like that because it kind of ties this directly into Islam. It's nothing to do with Islam. These are just religious terrorists, and they exist the world over. But religious extremist terrorists, I believe, personally, fit the exact definition for the right, bar one or two words. So if we talk about wanting an ethnically homogenous state, and you know we're willing to hurt people for it, that would make you a far right terrorist. Now, if you say you want a religiously sort of homogenous state, I say that that's exactly the same thing, essentially. Like literally, like barely any difference whatsoever. The far right ideology and religious extremist ideology fit together so beautifully well. One wants to construct society based on a hierarchy of ethnicity and race and nationality. The other wants to do exactly the same thing, but based on religion. It's the same shit. It's the left and right hand. They may seem opposite, but they're exactly the same when you pair them together.
What's the definition of Islamist?
Islamist, you're
You, because you are from Islam. You're from Islam, and so you're Islamist. It's not how it works. Islamist is a term that covers extremism, and even itself, Islamism as itself as a term is widely disputed. Like it's just religious extremism. We don't need to tie it into the to the religion of peace that Islam is. Overwhelmingly so, just like Christianity, Hinduism. These are all religions that are overwhelmingly peaceful.
What's the definition of Islamist?
A Muslim.
Let's try again.
So just a Muslim, just any Muslim. Now it's starting to get racist because Muslim are the people, right? That's the people of the religion, not just the religion itself. She is a bigoted fuck, man.
Again. Let's try again. What's the definition of
Someone
Islamist?
who's authoritarian, wants a single religion, someone who would want a caliphate would be far right.
No, that's actually not the definition of Islamism. Let me actually ask you a very simple question.
Well, it kind of is. It kind of is. It obviously refers to very specific. But this is the thing. This is why I hate the term Islamist so much, or Islamism and things like that. It's a ridiculous, nonsensical dog whistle, frankly, to tie religious extremists to people of religion that are completely peaceful, which is the overwhelming majority. It's pejorative. It's weird, and it's a broad brush that strokes so many different people. And I think that when it comes to that, I think that she knows exactly what she's doing. They do it on purpose. They use it so that they can try and paint them all as the same, right? But when you speak to any Muslim, if you ask them, is ISIS, for example, they've got the word caliphate was mentioned and stuff. Let's talk about ISIS, right? Like, if you say to any Muslim, do they represent you? Do they represent Islam? Is this what Islam teaches? They will all tell you overwhelmingly, without skipping a beat, unanimously, no, they do not. One is nothing to do with the other.
Question. And let's see if you can do this without any help. Yeah, you.
And no, see if you can. No, she can't. But yeah, they're no more. Like Christianity is not represented by the Westboro Baptist Church. Is not represented by any of the cults that we've mentioned previously on stream, because we looked at a bunch of these different quote unquote Christian cults. That when they do all that, like Heaven's Gate and all that sort of shit, when they do things in the name of in an augmented, twisted, warped version of Christianity, we don't blame Christianity for it. So why do we do it with this? Oh, you need your head checking. You must not have known who Posey Parker was. I liked Posey before all this stupid Islamist stuff. She was a proper fucking turf. Oh, God, she's always been a turf. She's always been a fucking radical, exclusionary fucking knobhead.
You talk about British values.
Yeah.
What are the British values?
Tolerance, compromise, civility. I'd say fairness.
Sorry, that sounded really mean. But other than that, hi, and welcome to the chat. Anyone that's just joined now, if you don't mind, please hit the like button. It helps out more than you know. Hit the share button if you can. And if you're looking for other ways to support, you can become a member for just 99 pence-a-roonies.
above all.
That's not in that's not in the list.
Sorry, you're telling me what a British value is?
Yes, because it's actually outlined by the government.
Yes, it is. It's written down, you fucking idiot. She doesn't know this, though, does she? She didn't know that British values is something that's been crafted by the state of Britain, by the British state, that we have defined what they are, written them down, and ratified them, essentially, into our society.
Instead of
I
laughing...
don't give a shit what the government says.
Okay, so you just make it up as you go along.
No, I'm telling you, as a 52-year-old British woman.
Well, you're very old.
With British parents. Oh no, I'm old. Oh no, I'm old.
Don't get triggered.
52.
You don't have to be passive aggressive.
Oh,
Just
you look
answer the question.
65.
Oh, very original.
But she's stumbling. She can't answer the question. She doesn't know what British values are, and now her little tiny brain is going 10 to the dozen.
Back to the point.
Why would you use age
the British
as an
values
insult?
and not the ones that
No,
you're just
I'm not a
making up on the
9-year-old.
spot.
I'll admit I'm not 9.
There you go. Now, when we asked them what British values are, I think it's fairness. I think it's fairness.
No way.
Okay, what
I
else?
don't think it's fairness. It is fairness.
So you think it's fairness or you don't think it's fairness?
No, I think it's fairness.
Okay, what are the British values?
I think that's pretty much it.
That's it, just fairness.
Yeah,
Fairness, ladies and gentlemen.
as in-
Apparently, that's British values.
And now, like a child, because his attention's been directed to the camera that she brought over her shoulder, and he's like, look, I'm going to have to direct this to the audience because you're not even listening. She's literally like waving in front of his face to try and get his attention. No, look at me. I'm here. I might not have anything to say or understand what it is that you're saying, but I'm here and I'm angry and I look like Jimmy Savile.
That's what I'm dealing with. She didn't give
Tell
me
us what
one
British
evidence
values are then.
why Pakistanis are disproportionately
Tell me how Islam fits with
Number
British
two,
values.
when I was
How
asking
does
her for
Islam
evidence
fit with
from the
British
Islamic
values?
scriptures, she couldn't
How
give
does
one.
Islam-
Then I asked her. She's just getting triggered now, isn't it? It's too much for you, isn't it? It's just too much for you, isn't it? Then I asked her
It is too much for it. Do you know what? He's absolutely
British values actually are. The only thing that she could say was fairness.
Yeah.
That's all.
Look at me. Don't listen to him. Look at me. Look at me. She's a fucking child. And that's all. They're literally just the pick-me's. They just pick me, look at me, look at me. She's actively in front of her own camera trying to get all of the source of the attention, not that she wasn't in the first place. Does she think she's Andy Kaufman? She sounds like a braying donkey without the charm. Absolutely, she does. So let's just have a look, right? What are the British values? Because she's not going to tell you. And I'll save us having to watch all this content. You can go and watch this content properly. But we're going to take you over now to... In fact, actually, you know what? I'll screenshot that and then I'll share it with you. I'll upload it to my media assets now. So bear with me and I shall be right with you. Press the button, wait for it to load, press that one. And then we found them, the values of Britain, they're all right here. There's so few you can count them on one hand. Democracy, tolerance, respect, liberty, and rule of law. These are our British values. So the democracy side is that the people have the right to vote, to choose their government using a fair system. That is a British value that we have. Another one, the rule of law, as it says there on the thumb, which, by the way, is the best place to put the law. Because, thumbs. But that's about the law applying to everybody equally and that nobody is above the law. Then you've got liberty, and this refers to individual liberty, that we have as British people, it's a beautiful thing. We have the freedom to make our own choices. The respect refers to mutual respect. We treat everyone with respect, even when we hold different views, or at least we're supposed to. Someone tell that to Jimmy Savile's lookalike, please. And then the other one, tolerance. It's to be tolerant of different cultures and religions, because together we are one community who care, respect, and understand one another. Those are the British values. Posey can't spell British values. She just said fairness. It's fairness. It's not, Posey. That's not the... I mean, there's a general gist of that, I guess. But there you have it. That's Posey Parker doing what Posey Parker does. Being weird, I guess. So the last story. Right, remember, guys, so I'm trying something new today as well. And I hope you all are enjoying the format that we've got at the moment. But I'm trying something new. At the end of this stream, you guys are going to be redirected. I'm redirecting all of you, every single one of you, all of you watching at the moment. You guys are going to be, at the end of this, you don't have to go anywhere or do anything. Just stay watching this show. And then at 7:30, 7:30, 19:30, we are going to do our very first raid. And we're all going to raid into Turn Left together. So, which is new for me. I've never done it before, but I've figured out how to do it. You can just redirect. It's really cool. And we've asked for permission and stuff, Sue. So you are expected. And when you get there, make sure you tell them JOJ sent you. No, don't say that. Say ACOP. No, wait, a couple of Burks. Lewis. I don't know what they know me as, but yeah, tell them I sent you. We've got one more story to finish up on. We're going to spend the last 25 minutes on this. A Serco cleaner has been charged with sharing asylum seeker addresses. This is James Jobson, and he wept in the dock at the Ipswich Magistrates Court. A cleaner at a company that provides accommodation for asylum seekers has been charged with misconduct in a public office over sharing the property's addresses. Houses in St John's Way, Bracken Road, Clover Way, Elm Road, and Chester Way in Thetford, Norfolk, were targeted by crowds over 3 nights earlier this month. Now, I've recently dropped a short. You guys should go check it out. An extract from when I was lucky enough to be sharing a panel with the incredible Katie Marshall, the Scottish Marxist, aka Numpty Woman. That's her. That's her online name. I promise I'm not just calling her a Numpty. That would be mean and awful. She's lovely. But we talked about this event in Thetford and how families were targeted and police had to, guide families out of their homes and things. Well, it turns out this dude here was leaking the addresses for those rioters to go and chase those families away for the act of being brown, I guess, is how you describe that. It was a mini pogrom. So James Jobson, 62, from High-Low Road. Fucking English place names. It's not the time to do this. I can't help it. But High-Low Road. You might as well have called it Big Small Street. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, Left Right Avenue. Fucking English place names. Jesus fucking Christ. High-Low Road. Anyway, Jason Jobson, 62, of High-Low Road, Cottersea, near Norwich, works at Serco and applied at he works at Serco and he appeared at an Ipswich Magistrates Court on Monday. There we go. I got it out. It was this. High-Low Road was really throwing me off. English place names. Get your up, down, close. Literally, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, God, everyone moans about Welsh place names. High-Low Road. What the fuck is that? So the charge stated that between 3rd and 14th of August, while acting as a public officer employed by Serco, Jobson willingly and without reasonable excuse or justification committed misconduct in a way that amounted to an abuse of the public's trust in the office. That's the generous way of putting it. I'd say he was trying to have people murdered and he's a piece of shit who should be in jail. That's what I'd say, right? Hopefully that's how it goes because he is being charged. Norfolk police said that the charge was in connection with the release of information relating to a number of addresses in Thetford, which were later targeted during several nights of violent disorder in the town. Fucking Serco, man. They are just the worst. They are absolutely terrible. A spokesperson for Serco said, "We don't give a fuck." No, they said this matter is currently being handled by the police and we are cooperating fully. Yeah, I believe that. Sure. As this relates to an ongoing legal process, it would be inappropriate to comment any further. I mean, I guess they're right, but oh my God, it's just so bad, isn't it? So here he is anyways. That's James Jobson, who was weeping in the dock at the Ipswich Magistrates Court. And I'll be totally honest with you, not a single flicker of sympathy is available right now, considering what we saw. Should we have a look at what his actions did? Let's go over to YouTube now. Thetford riot. All right, we'll go to 5 News. If it'll let us. There we go. Trackpad's dodgy.
These people were removed for their own safety. Locals jeering as police escorted them away. For the past few nights here in Thetford, disorder linked to anti-immigration protests have escalated. Homes where asylum seekers live were targeted and doors smashed in. The spark appears to be growing anger at government proposals to turn this nearby RAF base into a site to accommodate nearly 4,000 asylum seekers, which has cross-party opposition from local officials.
Not to be confused with the one that Edwina Curry said that we needed to have, a brothel installed in the town to help with asylum seekers and their urges, or whatever it fucking was she said. I don't speak Tory. I don't get it.
People are very frustrated and fed up with a Labour government which is trying to make this town a dumping ground for illegal immigrants.
While the protests in Thetford are small in comparison to these scenes last summer outside hotels across the country, the reason appears to be the same: where asylum seekers are housed.
According to the Migration Observatory, which is an independent group that number crunches Home Office data, 21% of asylum seekers are housed in hotels, but that's down from 45% in 2023. 2% are put up on contingency sites like RAF bases, but the government is hoping to grow that number. The vast majority of the rest are put up in private accommodation, like this house here.
There are concerns around this town about perceptions of safety, that immigration levels are too high and not enough is being done to prevent small boat crossings.
It's got fuck all to do with that. It's to do with the fact that we've got an establishment level fucking far-right group of people like Reform and Restore that are just constantly bombarding the airways, and the right-wing media establishment are running with this fucking narrative that asylum seekers are dangerous, asylum seekers are killers. I'm sorry, but as a Welsh person listening to English people moan about fucking, oh, they were over there, now they're here, we're the natives, really? This is me laughing in Welsh. Seriously. It's got nothing to do like this whole thing about, oh, let's talk about the small boat crossings. Let's not. Let's talk about the fucking racism that's being allowed to proliferate through. These people just want to be able to live a life. There is a system, a process that they go through. And I think 25% of people are, turn back, and that 75% have their stuff approved. If they get to hotels and things like that, then they've already made it through quite a chunk of the process. They've just got the waiting period to go now. I'm sick of how this ends up being into a conversation. Well, small boat crossings. You know why we have small boat crossings? Nigel Farage, Brexit, the loss of the Dublin Agreement, all of that stuff, are deteriorating relations with the mainland of Europe. That's what got us here. Let's not fucking mix this up. It's not like we must stop small boat crossings. I agree, because it's killing people. Do you know what we should do instead? We should have safe, legal routes to get access to this country like we used to have before fucking Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage went and double-teamed the entire nation and fucked us like a spit roast. It was fucking awful. Oh, God, it really gets my goat, this stuff.
This year, there have been just over 14,400 people that have crossed the channel on a small boat. That's 43% below the same time last year, which was more than 25,000.
Not if you listen to fucking these far-right auditing, like fucking snake oil salespeople that you see online. Not according to them. No, it's getting worse than ever. Ah! Be afraid. Be very afraid.
After 3 nights of disorder in Thetford, the weekend brings worries.
I am very concerned it could escalate. We don't know, and that's obviously a concern in itself. Last night, thankfully, was quieter than the previous 2 nights. People in Thetford that have lived here for a long while are terrified. I've had people contact me, particularly people from ethnic minority backgrounds.
Of course they are. This is the world that we live in now. There are people who are genuinely scared. I mean, for stupid reasons, but they're genuinely scared. They've been taken advantage of, exploited, and now they're being used as a weapon with which to beat over asylum seekers over the head. They've twisted reality to the point where people were afraid. They've then taken that fear and it is now a weapon. And that's how it works.
Backgrounds who are really worried about being misidentified as an asylum seeker and concerned for their own safety and their family's safety.
There is hope that the unrest in Thetford for now has gone, but the immigration concerns are very much still here. Daniel Rosny, 5 News.
Can we stop calling it immigration concerns and just call it what it is? Racism. You know, if you're afraid of foreign people coming over and being near you, that's called xenophobia. That is literally what xenophobia is. Let me just double check, though, because I love a good old fucking definition. Xenophobia is the intense fear or dislike or hatred of people who come from other countries, or of anything that is perceived as foreign, strange, or outside of the established in-group. So the term comes from the Greek word xenos, meaning stranger or foreigner, and phobos, meaning fear or flight. And what we're describing is, this fear, this intense fear, this dislike or hatred of people from other... Yeah, you're talking about xenophobia. What we should do instead is we should have better access to education. There's so many problems here that need to be fixed. Like the first and most obvious one is like the fear comes from ignorance. Ignorance comes from lack of accessibility towards the correct information in whichever form that comes in. So whether it's schooling, for example, like everyone knows we don't have the best of schooling, right? We know that. But if you're like a child that comes from a problem home, whatever, your access to schooling will be even smaller. And then further education, God, no, there's no chance of that. Like it's literally designed in a way that when you look at like universities and things, yes, there are lots of working class people within those institutions, and it's been a very hard fight to try and get them there, but they are overwhelmingly majority restricted exclusively for one type of class of people. There is a limited number of spaces that in specific institutions in universities that can be occupied by working class peoples. So there's one big thing. We've got this massive educational gap within this country that needs to be closed as soon as possible, and equal opportunities and access to education for all people is a must, because if we don't have that, then we end up with this. This is the problem that it creates. People who don't know what they're talking about, and they're afraid of things that they don't know. Hey, don't you worry about it, agent. You can take your sweet time to chill. You're playing on your Xbox, are you? Lovely. We like it. Keeping you company while you're... I'm going to guess what game you're playing. You strike me as a Call of Duty fan. No, wait, FIFA. It's got LFC in his name in it. You're a FIFA head, aren't you? I know it. As opposed to xenophobia, which is to be scared of the warrior princess. Exactly that. That's 100% accurate. Shut up, was I accurate? I was, wasn't I? I fucking smashed it. I knew it. Fear is the key, 1950s reader. Fear is the key, a 1950s Reader Digest novel. I can't tell if that's a really highbrow joke that I don't get because I'm not as smart as you, or if there's actually a Fear is the Key is a 1950s Reader Digest novel. FIFA Philly, fucking hell. You guys are absolutely mental. British value now is just yearly misinformed race programs. Yeah, pretty damn much. Remember British values: tolerance, respect, rule of law, and the others we've already all forgotten. No, I'm joking. But I will, do you know what? I will whack them on here just again, because like this thing in Thetford, this thing with Posey Parker, with all of these people, they all claim to be like for the British people, or they'll go even further and claim that they are in fact patriots. They're just misidentified patriots. That ain't the truth, though, is it? Because they don't even know what these values are. They stand against British values. They stand against British democracy. All of it. Couldn't be any more anti-British than being an auditor. And they've got the kahunas to say that it's the other way around and that the opposite is true. So we're down to the last 13 minutes. I was going to bug you with it. Oh, pardon me, I'm terribly sorry. I've been drinking too much fizzy energy drink. I was going to show you a link here, but I just realised that comes from the Sun. we don't do the Sun. Oh God, let's have we'll have a quick little look at this. It's a bit of a heavier story. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to have a quick gander at. We'll do one more headline before I redirect you all. So remember, stay exactly where you are, and at 7:30, if everything's worked as it should, then we will be redirecting you over to the turn left chat. So stay exactly where you are. I want to see if this works. But we've got 12 minutes. Let's have a gander at this. Let's not have a gander at this. Let's not. We're not having a gander at that. Never mind. I fucking hate it when they do that. Like, oh, you need to... No, that is not happening. No. Right, let's have another look at another headline. That's the same headline. How did I click that again? Stop sharing. Let's go. Let's go back to the headlines. Oh, God, that was... Oh, that's terrible. Oh... That's 3 stories with 3 different headlines that's all brought me to the exact same thing, only now it's letting me play it. So here we go. Here we go. We're back at it. We're on it. We'll do the first one we said. Here we go.
The 3 people who died in the sea off the coast of Sussex yesterday have been named. Hassan El Kawaz, who was 55, his partner, 37-year-old Zaina Elaine, and their 14-year-old daughter, Sarah El Kawaz, died after getting into difficulty off the coast in Shoreham. A younger
14 years old, and she had one of those, like my nieces walk around when they get like the occasional spot and stuff, like they're getting to, teenage years and things, and they walk around with that exact thing, those stars, those spot patchy things. Like, it's just such a, it's just such a young person thing to do, isn't it? Well, it is now. That's really sad. I don't know anything about this story, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, we'll try and learn together.
Died after getting into difficulty off the coast in Shoreham. A younger girl from the same family remains in a critical condition in hospital. It's believed the family entered the water from land for a swim. An investigation has found a track defect existed in the area.
Oh, they entered the water for a swim. Do you know, that's something that I didn't like. It makes sense when you think about it, and you put it in the right context and stuff. But like, I didn't think that water deaths would be see such a huge spike when heat waves come. But of course, people naturally are looking for relief of the summer weather, and what better way to cool down than in a lovely British lake, river, or sea? It's a pastime of ours. But oh God, it's just so sad. There's so much sadness in the news. And this is apparently a train.
Where a train derailed in East Sussex last week. 30 people were injured too seriously when 3 carriages came off the track and slipped.
3 carriages came off the track, but isn't this like the second train story? Like, it's a derailment. Am I getting that wrong? I believe there was something sort of similar. Ah, God, it's just
slid partway down an embankment on the 13th of August. The Rail Accident Investigation Branch said preliminary analysis of CCTV obtained from preceding train services showed a track geometry irregularity on the immediate approach to the point of derailment just outside Lewes. The RAIB said its full investigation will look at the condition of the train, the track status, and the hot weather.
Right, before we go into that, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be one dedicated story that ran to another one, which explains why multiple headlines were redirecting me to the same image there. I don't actually have much to say on the train incident because it's just a tragic event. And all I will say is that my thoughts are with the families and the loved ones of the people that have been injured or lost. I don't even actually know. So I'm keen to step away from that story for now. And instead, we'll talk about something a bit more in my wheelhouse. Sorry about that detour there. And we're going to talk about the Greens. I am, if you didn't know already, a Green Party member. Yay, and you can be too. They're quite cool like that. Everyone could be one. In fact, I recommend that everyone is one. Maybe later there. Labour could lose up to 50 seats to Greens if new drilling in the North Sea is approved. No shit. Like, what is this drilling in the North Sea about? Like, we've spent years categorically, like, we don't want nothing to do with it. It's going to be more expensive than it's worth. There's nothing else to get out there. And I think what's happened is the reason why we've changed our tune is because Donald Trump really wants us to do that for some reason. Because he's fucking stupid, but yeah, he's just exerting power over us. And I think that in order to get favourable relations with America, because let's face it, we're only ever, without the insulation of the EU, now that we've been crashed out by Boris Johnson, we are only ever one bad day away from having tariffs levied on us that will put us right into recession. We've been on recession watch a few times when Trump's been, talking about tariffs here and tariffs there, 15% on this, 10% on that. It's absolutely fucking terrible. So I think that that's a capitulation to the American state, because the British state is no more than just a fucking condom for them as they fuck the world. And that's how we get used and treated, I'm telling you. So Greens say analysis shows government failure to take a bold climate action could lead to big gains for party at election. Andy, choose food, not oil. Abso-fucking-lutely. Labour could lose dozens of seats to the Green Party if the government allows new drilling in the North Sea, according to the international research shared with The Guardian. Green Party analysis suggests up to 50 Labour MPs, including Andy Burnham's key ally, Louise Hay, could lose their seats at the next election if the government fails to make urgent climate action a priority, or at least prevent the new drilling for oil and gas in the North Sea, as has been promised by Burnham. The research found that voters in these key Labour versus Green seats want bold action to tackle the climate crisis. And do you know what? This isn't the year to be saying that you're going to be digging up and doing more environmental disastrous fucking policies, because we've all just lived through like the worst year ever on record for us in terms of heat. Like, everyone talks about the summer of 76. Listen, boomers, we've had like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 summer of 76s this one year. Like, this is not the year. This isn't the year. And do you know what as well? I agree with Zach Polanski's take on addressing the climate change. He's a people first person, obviously, social policies first, because you can't possibly expect to fix the climate. You can't expect a single mother to be, and this is a quote from, I'm paraphrasing, but this is roughly vaguely a quote from Zach Polanski, the man himself. But you cannot expect a single mother to worry about the climate when she's worried about the price of a pint of milk. You know what I mean? Like, when she can't afford to feed her babies and things, you can't expect her to take note of the climate. So they're doing what Labour should be doing right now, which is creating people first policies that also at the same time, in tandem, address the climate crisis that we're seeing at the moment. That's what we need. That's literally what we need. And that's what voters want, especially after this year. So research found that voters in key Labour versus Green seats want bold action to tackle climate crisis, as they bloody well should, which has contributed to record heat waves, devastating wildfires, and crippling droughts this summer in the UK. Did I tell you that Conway Mountain was on fire yet? Did I tell you that? It is. And they say Labour MPs will pay the price if demands are not met. Ooh, now that's some climate action if ever I heard it. Richard Millward, a deputy leader for the Green Party, said if Labour won't be swayed by the science or the moral imperative to leave all fossil fuels in the ground, perhaps they will listen to the polling. Absolutely. The data is clear. Voters want more from our government on climate change, and they certainly don't want our new Prime Minister to back away from his party's bare minimum commitments, which, let's face it, is exactly, well fucking said. That is exactly what's happening. He made the most, it was a symbolic gesture at best, wasn't it? I mean, when it comes to his climate commitments, they were at the very least bare minimum. Frankly, that's putting it generously. Labour dismissed the claims, pointing out that since Burnham took office, you remember that last week, basically, the number of seats in the Green Party has projected to win at the next election have fallen from 20 to 7. Well, wait until those people wait till their homes are set on fire through fucking wildfires and all these other things that we're now experiencing in the UK that we didn't before. So last month, Burnham, who's been tight-lipped about the climate crisis since taking office, Do you remember that? Let's go back up here a second, right? Because it's like, oh, since Burnham took office, things are going to go well for the Labour Party. Yeah, but what about the climate stuff? I'd say, tell them go suck a lemon. Anyone that watches, what is it, Jimmy Tightlips out of fucking The Simpsons. Tell them go suck a lemon. But they've been tight-lipped about the crisis climate since taking office. He said he would be pragmatic about oil and gas and that decisions on new drilling would be made in due course. The question isn't whether Burnham will still be using oil and gas. The question is, where does it come from, he says, which is exactly the opposite that we need to be hearing right now, because that's not reassuring anyone. That's not helping the climate. You are absolutely destroying the fucking planet. Many Labour MPs are increasingly worried about how support for expanded drilling will play in an electorate alarmed by the worst drought since 1976. Record heat waves, wildfires, and climate-related food inflation and potential supply shortages. Climate-related food inflation. So those of you that will be lucky enough to somehow survive the coming fucking heat apocalypse, you won't be able to afford the food after. They say that drilling in the North Sea will do nothing to improve energy security or lower bills. But do you know what would? Do you know what would lower bills and give us more energy independence and security and save us from the whims of a madman fucking up the Strait of Hormuz at the moment? Do you know what would make us not hostages to either the Iranian regime or the mad orange baby? Anyone? Renewable energies, yes, green energies, solar, wind, tidal, all of these things that we can farm, that we could produce energy with, would give us not only lower electricity bills, but it would also, not just electricity, but lower energy bills in general, but it would also dramatically improve our energy dependency. Like, we need to not be dependent on other countries. Independent, sorry. That's the opposite to dependency, isn't it? That's the word I was looking for. And that's the note that I want to end us on here. Yeah, Labour is shit. Get the Greens in. In the meantime, I'm going to redirect you now over to Turn Left, who are just starting. Many love, many peace. Thank you all for staying with me. I really appreciate it. And before you go, hit the like, hit the share, do all that fun stuff for me. And say hello to Curtis Daly and the gang over at Turn Left, because that's where I'm going to raid you to now. Don't forget to tell them ACOB sent you.